friends of the internet. Welcome to the Gallant Horde. There's a lot of hype about today's game. I'm
We're
nervous.
gonna kill a dragon.
You're gonna try.
No,
We
we're
are
gonna kill it.
playing Frosty Doom today. We also have a shit ton of things going on in this game that we haven't done before, so it's gonna be probably a bit of a wild ride. Oh wow, I wrote down that I had an in-game and an out-of-game item, but do you think I wrote down what they were? No, so I don't know what the in-game item is. Hopefully Adam will tell you. I didn't write it down. I'm dumb. A soul coin! It's a soul coin. If you don't know what a soul coin is, it's a very interesting little item that could go many, many ways. So if you would like to win a soul coin and gift it to a Gallant Horde member, hit !shiny thing in the chat, and you can be in to win that draw. Yeah, you can give it to someone or you can keep it for yourself if you're a Horde member. If you're not a Horde member, you should join the Horde because it's a lot of fun and ridiculousness. Our current sub goal is 100 new or renewed subscribers because we hit our 50 goal, which means we're getting another Birds of a Feather game. The people have decided that the next Birds of a Feather game will be Paladins, so we will be doing a marble race at some point in the near future to decide who is going to be in that Birds of a Feather Paladins game. Our next Birds of a Feather game is on August 14th, and that will be Warlocks. So that'll be a lot of fun. I'm excited. Warlocks are such. It's going to be entertaining, I imagine. For our current sub goal, if we hit that 100 subscribers before the end of July, we will be putting on the table the opportunity to create and play an NPC in a Horde game. We've had a couple of those come along and they've become part of the Horde family in their own weird ways. Mike played one of them, which is pretty cool. That's where Amnon came from.
Lots of fun.
Yeah, so we will, again, that'll be a marble race thing. We'll marble race to see who gets to do that, but you have to be a subscriber to even be in to do the thing, and we have to hit the goal. So that's that. One of the new things we're doing today, it's a once-off thing just for today's game. Mike is still working on his Extra Life campaign. I think when I last looked, we were at $620 out of $1,000 to hit that goal. So we thought, hell, today maybe we'll do something crazy. So by donating to Mike's Extra Life campaign, you can directly influence the way this game goes. Here's how it works. If you donate $5 to his fundraising thingy, you can nominate anyone in the game, PC or bad guy, to pass or fail a skill check or saving throw. So essentially you would drop the amount into his thing. In the comments, put who you're nominating and whether you want them to pass or fail their next skill check or saving throw. And that will directly influence what happens next in the game. The next time they have a skill check or saving throw, they don't get to roll. It just happens. For $10, it's hit or miss and attack. So you can nominate whether anyone, including the bad guys, are going to hit or miss their next attack. And if you donate $25, you get to decide on a person's next roll, whether it is a natural 1 or a natural 20. So these can have massive influences in a game where they're fighting a fucking frost dragon. So drop some money in the tip jar. Help the children. Mike, do you want to tell us about your charity?
Absolutely. Thank you, Jax. So this is an amazing thing. So we are partnering with Children's Miracle Network. Children's Miracle Network hospitals raise funds and awareness across the United States and provide funding for 32 million treatments every year to kids across the United States and Canada. I'm sorry. These funds go not only to the treatment, but also to travel back and forth, hotel stays, food, everything. It all goes directly to the children and their families. So any kind of donation given, hey, thanks. We love having you along. This is amazing. Like Jack said, we hit $620. Let's hit that 1,000 goal. We're getting there. It's incredible, everybody. You are all amazing.
It would be super cool if we hit it today, I'm just saying. Plus, maybe you can help me kill everyone. Just an example. Nat 20 to the dragon. Only costs you $25.
In the name of the kids.
My TPK, everyone. It'll be great. Okay.
Do it for the children.
Win-win situation. Anyway,
Kill us for the children.
the other new thing we're doing is we have a new channel points thing you can spend your points on. It is called Your Turn to Roll because we're nerds. And essentially what it does is roll a digital dice on the screen. You can then nominate anyone, including me, to basically have that roll in their back pocket. So it works a bit like a portent. So that person then gets whatever you roll, and they can then nominate that roll to be the outcome of any roll in the game. So if you have not watched a Bomber game and you don't know how portents work, you essentially you have to stay before the roll. So if you have a 4 in your back pocket and the dragon is about to roll an attack, you're going to go, that dragon's going to roll a 4. If you have a 1 in your back pocket and Ardbeg's about to attack the dragon, you can say, Ardbeg rolls a 1 on that attack.
Don't do that.
But essentially what you're doing is giving one of the players or the DM that dice roll, and they can use it at any time, but only before a roll has happened. Does that make sense? Do you understand what I mean? I hope so. Oh wow, we
Chaos
already have
is giving
cool.
Garen a
It's already
brain
started,
bleed.
you guys. It's already started. Ardbeg, your first roll is going to be a nat 20, thanks to your fictional wife.
God damn. Thank you, Kit.
Please write it down in case I forget.
Nat 20, writing it down.
You don't get to choose
Okay.
when to use it though. It's literally your next roll. So think about that before you say, I just want to like jump over this bush. I'm going to be like, make a dex check. Oh, you jump over that bush beautifully. All right. What have I forgotten? Hey, Jennifer and Leslie, we haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. Very exciting to have you back. It's always nice when people return after an absence. Not that I don't love you guys who are here all the time. I do, but you know. Anyway, I love you all, is what I'm trying to say. What have I forgotten? Miz's interview went up this morning. So if you haven't caught that on YouTube, roll on over later on in the day. Obviously, don't leave now. And watch that because it's full of juicy tea. I think that's all. I'm going to get you all to introduce yourselves while I roll a potion of resistance. Which I'm going to laugh my head off if it's cold. Not going to lie. Mike, you go first.
Yeah, I'm Mike. I'm going to be playing Artor Galvins, the human fighter cleric frost giant, half frost giant.
There's a lot going on there. I was
There
about
is.
to call you Ardbeg. Will.
Hey, I'm Will, and I play Ardbeg Bruichladdich, the half-elf fighter paladin of Ula.
Leslie.
I'm Leslie, and I play Miz, a tiefling sorceress who is a part-time rogue.
Part-time rogue. Gavin.
Well met. I'm Gavin, playing Garen the Blessed, Battle Priest of Kurjoloth, and Paladin thereof. Huzzah!
Excellent. Jennifer.
I'm Zinkayla the Tridal, and I am playing. I'm Jennifer, and I'm playing Zinkayla the Tridal. Whew, been a long time. And she's a moon druid Firbolg.
Noah.
And I'm Noah, and tonight I will be playing Haydn Forst, the human ranger fighter person.
It's hard at this
How am
level.
I supposed to follow up all of those titles? Hayden's just a guy.
He's just a guy. He can do a lot of shit for just a guy. He could grow fucking ethereal arms and all sorts of bullshit. And he has a
No,
magic
he cannot.
hat.
He cannot grow
you could do that.
ethereal arms.
Oh, that's Greth.
No.
Greth can grow ethereal
Yeah,
arms. Never
Greth
mind.
does
Ignore me.
that.
My bad.
Hayden just steps into the ethereal plane, teleports before every
Teleports
attack.
all over the place. Yeah, exactly. He does lots of
Yeah,
things.
just a guy, no biggie.
Just a guy. Just a guy
a
who can
guy.
hit you, then go hit your friend without even like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can-
Yeah.
Complete battlefield controller. Yeah, I'm just a guy. It's cool.
Just a guy.
Just-
All
and
right.
that's how he controls the
Please
battlefield.
ignore me.
Please ignore me.
You
your
could just
potion of
say Hayden,
resistance-
he's a ginger.
Your potion of resistance today is lightning. Resistance to lightning
Ooh.
damage. That would have
Ooh,
been very useful in previous games. not so much in
Yeah.
this one, maybe. And also, Haydn, if you survive this dragon, you will be hitting level 15, which means we'll be doing a wee art drop in the Discord
Art
after this
drop.
game.
An
Okay,
interview
an
eventually.
interview, yes. Are we ready to do this thing?
Garen gets a 10.
Garen, you have a 10 in your back pocket.
Oh, thank you.
Just hang on to that.
Thank you.
Alrighty, so
Thanks, chat.
is there anything anyone wants to do before you enter the throne room today that you haven't already done? Because I know there's been a lot of frantic prepping for this one.
Just make sure you've got those potions of cold resistance noted on your character sheets. We've each got 2 now, thanks to Morwen and Scrat in the Emporium.
Does that include Artor?
Well, there are enough for everyone to have 2. So if Artor does want to carry them,
He doesn't need them.
I'll keep them in the
Or does it
Garen will
need
keep them
them?
in the medical pit.
Yeah, keep them.
I'll just put them back in the
All
Horde
right.
supplies.
Okay, so you've been buffed and given ginger muffins and high fives and God only knows what else from the various
Yeah.
Horde members. Candy, people have magic candy. All sorts of things going on today. And you enter the throne room. And the lady is wearing a ice white gown with like embossed snowflakes on it. And she says, good morning, adventurers. Are we all ready to go and tackle a dragon?
Yes.
Ready.
Yup.
Excellent. Zinkayla and Miz, welcome back to the realm. It's nice to see you back. I trust your excursions have been fruitful.
Mine for sure have. So.
Excellent. Well, did you have any questions before you head off on this adventure?
Do we have any idea what this thing looks like, milady, that we're supposed to retrieve?
No, it's shrouded in mystery. It's little more than a story. We know that it's some sort of plaything. That's all we really know.
Plaything in a general term, or plaything as
Well,
in the shape of a toy?
It's known as a plaything of the North Wind. So you figure out what the North Wind would want to play with, and that's probably what it looks like. Who knows? Maybe the North Wind's really into Barbie dolls. I don't know.
What's a Barbie doll?
Oh, it's a thing from a very obscure, non-magical land. The one Edith comes from, you probably wouldn't know anything about it.
The Bruichladdich, yes.
Correct. That must obviously be where the Barbie dolls originated. Anyway, anything else? I'm sorry I can't help you more with the identifying the object. Hopefully you will be able to figure it out.
My lady, how close can you get us to the lair?
How close do you want to be? I've gotten quite good at this. I can probably drop you right in the middle if you wish.
Don't want to.
Given our current plan, I'd say entrance.
Very well. I will drop you somewhere close. But not too close.
We've had some issues in the past and recently with cursed items coming back and going undetected.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
Is Shadow able to be around when we get back to try to help identify any cursed items that may be hidden on a person?
Absolutely. I'm sure she will grumble about it. I'm sure she will be curled up with a book in the corner of the throne room, ignoring everything. But she's very capable.
Artor is going to look at the group. Will you all submit to a search?
Gladly.
Sure.
Of course.
He's been out of the realm and was not around for the Edith fiasco.
Yeah. In summary, cursed item. Do you remember the Ardbeg incident from a little while ago? Wasn't quite that bad, but it was getting there.
Very well. But maybe don't go touching things that look evil. Just a thought.
Hmm. Thank you, Chelsea, for that 25. Let us know who gets the... Well, we know the Jarl, but let me know if it's a nat 20 or nat 1. Thank you.
All right. Well, if there's nothing further, I shall drop you on a mountainside.
Sounds
Let's
like a
go.
plan.
Very well. She claps her hands. You get the feeling after doing this a few times that the hand clapping is not necessary. It's pure theatrics. And you all feel the very familiar pull in the middle of your belly of being teleported to somewhere. And you find yourselves, as promised, on a mountainside.
Whoa. I thought the ginger muffins would make it better. Oh. You'd think you'd get used to this eventually.
I mean, you do. Just
Taste you.
Uh,
Taste.
you need to do it significantly more often than we do on missions.
Mm.
Ah! Please hold. While
It
I
doesn't
figure
get better.
out
You just
why
get
the hell
used to it.
didn't taste you.
Oh, so is that how it is? Oh.
Taste.
Usually not a good traveler. Today, Garen doesn't even bat an eyelid.
Excellent.
Haydn has never batted an eyelid because he teleports a lot himself.
Yeah, he's good at that. It is cold.
And his whole thing.
It is snowing. Those of you who can feel the cold right now, it's chilly. What do you want to do?
Haven't eaten the bonbon yet, so. But I will take I'll take the chat potion of resistance that I got.
Okay.
That's for an
Lightning.
hour as well, right?
Yes,
Oh wait, that's
correct.
lightning. I mean,
It
I'll
is
take
lightning.
it anyway.
Yep.
But I'll also drink one of the cold resistance potions.
Cool.
Now.
I
I
will
believe
too.
it's an hour. Yep,
Yeah.
1 hour.
Don't want to get caught with our pants down.
Yeah,
Garen
exactly.
takes out his rose, his chromatic rose, puts it in the hand that holds the shield and holds it. So he also now has cold resistance without needing to use the potion at this stage.
Cool.
Ardbeg will take the lightning and one of the cold potions.
Cool. What do you want to do?
Tori's gonna take a second to kind of look around. Oh, feels good to be home. And he's gonna look to see if there's any entrance or anything that looks kind of like a cave entrance.
Okay. Make a perception. Oh wait, I think you just get a nat 20 on that perception, right?
I would assume so because Chelsea
did we-
hasn't specified, but
Chelsea, is he getting a nat 20 or a nat 1 on his perception check?
she in her in their comment they said for the Jarl! Exclamation point. So I'm taking it as positive. Just
Of course you are. We'll see if she responds. I'm gonna give her a couple of minutes, and then we will.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll roll for it.
Yeah. Haydn just got a 7 in there, I think.
Twitch died. All good. 20 or 1. That's all we need to know. What is Artor getting for his perception check?
I have a 7 banked.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay, I will.
Artor, high
Woo!
five.
Indeed.
Archer's taking
that
20.
20. Cool.
Down.
Alrighty. So Haydn has a 7 banked. I'm just trying to kind of keep track of it all. Alrighty. So, Artor, you're kind of on the edge of this mountain. There are some quite clear pathways going up it, and normally it would be fairly well hidden, but you have super duper snow eyes at the moment, and you can see what looks like the entrance to something just kind of up the mountain a bit from where you are. There's also like plains below you. They're like, yeah, just like kind of snow plains. There's like you can see the river. That river kind of gets deeper, and there are caverns. Like it kind of goes under the ground. There are little bridges across it, and just kind of in the distance, you can see something that looks like it might be some sort of settlement of some kind.
Okay. He would point out the cave entrance right up there. That's where we've got to go. But we need to discuss before we get any further. Are we all going to the ethereal plane? We know this thing can see into the ethereal plane, so do we want to maybe just have a couple of us go in to lure it out and have 2 others or 3 others sneak around? Or do we want to just have us all go in?
Well, I have a feeling that it'll be able to sense if we have anyone in there. So, strength in numbers is what I'd say.
If we have half
It can
the
see
party
us,
in
but
the
it can't.
ethereal plane,
But if I understand the ethereal plane correctly, it can't hurt us. It can just see us. Seeing us is fine as long as it can't harm us.
What were you saying, Garen? The Blessed?
if we all are in the ethereal plane, we can come and go. If we split the party, one of us risks being isolated from the other. We can't interact or help the other party. For the moment, we should probably stay together. Once we've done some reconnoiter, if we want to tweak the dragon's nose, try and get a reaction, make that call at the time. Strength in numbers.
Oh, I'm all for tweaking the dragon's nose.
I think that dragon
What?
dies today.
White dragon and frost giants don't exactly get along. We kind of fight for space in the frost.
Question: Who has this plane amulet of the plains?
There's
Okay,
I do.
cool. Just checking.
the smart one.
I was checking that you were smart. You had actually done that because I was like, if Garen has this game could get real interesting real fast.
He tried, but he couldn't find the on button. The manual is in a different language. He was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Miz here, figure it out. Zen's like, I'm not helping you. You do this yourself. I'm like, I just can't read this thing.
Sorry, carry on with your
Well.
planning. I was just double checking that particular fact.
Me too.
Shall we make our way?
Sure.
Yes, let's. And
With
apologies
these-
for doing this so quickly, but I'll be back in 2 seconds. Actually, 2 seconds.
Artor will absolutely take point.
Okay.
He is using his size to trailblaze through the snow.
Can I just clarify something that I think the DM explained? Did you say there are clear tracks, DM? As we
There are what?
touched
So,
on?
like, yeah, there are like pathways, not like footsteps,
Pathway.
but like
Oh, right.
pathways
Okay.
climbing the mountain. Like, clearly, this is something that someone at some point has used as.
Can we take a quick knee for a survival and see if we can see any prints?
Sure, make a survival check.
No.
I'll assist.
Awesome.
So offer. I can also check myself if that's okay.
Yeah, sure. Well, the more the merrier. Because those rolls were not flash. Survival.
22 for me.
Ooh, that beats my 15. Well and truly.
Um,
I found snow. Cold.
there are no tracks. Whatever was
I don't-
using or has been using these paths has clearly not used them since the last snowfall, whenever that was.
How fresh is the snowfall?
Pretty fresh. You certainly get the vibe that it snows here a lot, for some reason.
Is it the fluffy, dry snow, or is it packed wet snow?
It's you're asking someone who doesn't live anywhere where it snows.
Okay. Is it heavy or light?
It's light.
Okay.
It's the vibe is that there's a kind of almost constant
Gotcha.
gentle snowfall. That yeah.
Gotcha. Tracking.
Ask
Artor
me
will
about
lead
snow.
on.
I'm much better at the desert games, you guys. I know how deserts
Yeah.
work.
New Zealand has 2 snow settings. Yes and no. That's kind of it for
Yep.
us.
Alright. Artor will lead on.
Ardbeg
Alright.
will follow
So you're
behind.
going up the mountain towards the entrance that you saw, the
Yep.
cave entrance that you saw. Okay. Cool. You.
Do we
Lead
want
on
to
up
be
the
quiet
mountain.
about this?
That's a good question. Do you want to be quiet about this?
Because if we're
And
if we're
are
loud
you
about
able
this,
to be quiet? Are you able to be quiet is the better question. Like,
No.
I mean,
I can help us be quiet. I have
okay.
Still no.
a spell to assist, but
my thought, if we're not quiet leading up, we may get her to come out sooner.
Oh,
we
you
may
wanna
not
make
even
a
need to
belt.
flicker nose.
Okay.
Exactly.
Right.
But one thing is that, and I lost it. I had something I was gonna say.
We didn't
Oh,
really
if-
want her in a position
if
where
it-
she can fly.
If she has true sight, as my research seemed to indicate, doesn't really matter if we're being quiet.
Ardbeg, you make a good point. We'd like to keep her on the ground if we can. Zinkayla, can you help us with that at all? Do you have any magical abilities to ground a flying creature?
Round a flying creature? No.
A
Alas.
way that potentially Artor could hold it down. If he goes to Swolthor, then I had Zanashi provide me with a spell to enlarge him. Requires my concentration, but I can hold back in order to avoid getting hit.
It's not if, Haydn. It's when. It's when.
And the bards shall sing of the glory of the wrestling giant and the dragon. Right, to the cave mouth, maybe double time into ethereal, and let's get this done.
You gotta be
Resistance and
within
time
15 feet of me for the amulet thing, so just keep that in mind.
Noted.
There's in the middle
Hayden
and
will
it's
stay
other
within that radius.
Yeah.
For whenever you decide to use it.
All right. So I'm sorry. After all of that, are you sneaking up the mountain or not?
Don't think it matters, so no.
Okay. Cool. Sweet.
Roll initiative.
Okay.
The group
So-
chat is also active, so whenever anybody gives me the sign, I'll do the amulet thing.
It looks like Zinkayla got a dice roll, but I didn't see what the number was. So hopefully,
A 2.
someone was it a 2? Cool.
Oh,
See, you
Cool.
have a 2 in your back pocket.
Ms.,
Cool.
how does this
What does that work?
work? Do I think to you and you think to Artor, or do I think to Artor? Or how does that work?
Everybody's connected to each other,
Group chat.
so we just
Everyone hears
like
a
a group chat on a-
huzzah! This is amazing. We should do this all the time.
We got 3 hours with it today, so
No,
If I
Fantastic.
could,
3 hours.
I would.
All right.
Ardbeg turns his tattoo on and blocks any huzzahs from Garen the Blessed.
There are a lot, to be fair. Probably.
He has a text chat filter.
All huzzahs
Auto
to
mod
track.
deletes the message whenever there's huzzah.
So, you climb this mountain. It is quiet. There are no birds. There are no creatures. There's just snow and silence. And a soft wind. And eventually you come to a cave mouth. You guys, I have so many maps of different snow places because I wasn't sure exactly what your plan was. So I just, catered for everything.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank
Well, I think now's as good a time as any. Miz, you want to pop that amulet and then we can go? Or do we want to go in a little bit to see how deep the cave is?
How long are we in the ethereal plane for? An hour?
it just says it takes an action to activate it. I don't think there was a timed.
If there's no time for
Double
the
check.
Artor, we can do it now.
You can use an action to name a location that you are familiar with on another plane of existence. Essentially, you're casting plane shift, which
Right.
is. It just moves you there. So coming back could be interesting.
One problem at a time.
Well, that seems like a
Well-
kind of a big problem, but you know.
There's a solution in the. There's a solution somewhere. I'm sure all members were fully briefed before the amulet was handed over.
Essentially, what you're proposing
There's
is
a
that you're
thread
going to
somewhere.
plane shift to the ethereal plane, and then just hang there.
And then
There
plane
is no
shift back.
duration. You're just.
I was
you're
gonna
just there.
say, just use another action to come back.
Yep, you will have to roll the check both
Again,
times. Though.
okay.
Yes.
Okay. Then I'll make sure everybody's in the radius 15 feet, and then
Can we give
Maintain
guidance
the-
to that?
Intelligence check.
yeah. So I rolled a 13 plus 3, so it's 16, and the DC is 15.
That
so.
that is a success. So you're all now on the ethereal plane. I assume you're nominating more or less the same spot, just on the ethereal plane.
We just take a
Get a
step to the
choice
left.
in who gets taken and who does not. Leave Haydn because he can get back on his own, and he will be like, "Hey, in case something in the amulet fails and you get a choice in who you take with you, leave me here. I think I can get back on my own easily.
Okay.
Just
Cool.
Not
as
some
a
grand
just as
adventure or whatever."
just as a side note, Ms. When I go to start fighting, if you wouldn't mind doing that little thing where you made me a bit quicker, like you did at the lycanthrope place, wherever the fuck that was.
Yeah, that totally works.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
This little icon means you're on the ethereal plane, just for my own knowing what the hell is going on.
Awesome.
Because there's so much today. Holy shitballs. Alright. Cool.
And I'll just stay kind of in the middle and just follow you guys,
Yeah.
whoever wanted to lead.
Artor is leading the way.
Haydn will be flanking with him. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, me too.
Cleric at the
Okay.
back.
So you're going
the six.
into told. Sorry.
What are we doing? We're doing an arrow formation at the front with the three big hitters. Garen at the back covering the 6, and Miz and Z in the middle.
Works for me.
Bold of
Sure.
you to assume
Yeah.
Z is not one of the big hitters, but
100%.
Give her a chance to change though, right? We need to give it get a change and then get her in, as opposed to.
This isn't doing what it's
three heavy hitters who are ready at a moment's notice.
Just remember everybody as well to spread out when shit
Yeah.
goes down. Didn't stand in a fucking line.
Yeah, don't do that
It
again.
doesn't matter because, like, it's breath weapon is cold. All right, so you are in the tunnel. It's cold. It's full of ice, and it's chilly as fuck. Marching order:
Artor, up
Ardbeg.
front.
Haydn,
Artor, Ardbeg,
Haydn,
Haydn.
They're kind of going
Probably
in
Miz.
together. Yeah, and then I'll be in the
Miz.
center.
And then Garen and Z
Garen.
bringing up the back. Cool.
Artor, Ardbeg, just as we kind of make preparations for the initial bit, no more than 30 feet ahead of me, just in case. Just make sure I can.
Why- my camera
Roger.
appears to still be broken on, or still be off on stream. I just
Oh
realized.
yeah, weird.
Oh,
It's still
we can
showing
That
my
is
icon.
weird because you're not here. I can
'Cause
see
I
your
am-
face.
Yes, my face.
Clearly,
is,
yeah.
My face is here.
and the rest of you.
Oh well,
Not just your
hopefully it'll
face.
come right.
That'd be weird.
As long as I can. Oh, there it is. Maybe it's just far behind. I don't know. Anyway, cool. So you're walking down a tunnel. It's cold and also dark. I assume you can all see in the dark at this stage.
Yes.
Can any
120
of
feet.
you not see
Marky
in the dark?
was kind enough to
Mark.
cast dark vision on me this morning.
Excellent. Cool. Cool. Are you being sneaky or are you still not being sneaky?
Nope.
We're at the Imperial Plane now, right?
Only
Yeah.
things
Oh, that's
with
true.
true sight can see us,
That's
and
true.
it doesn't matter if we're sneaking if they have true sight. So
All right.
A couple of questions, if I can. How high is the ceiling, please? How high is this?
Fuck.
Sorry.
It's probably
Dragon sized.
no. It's not dragon-sized. It's
That's what I'm asking.
it's. Swaltor could manage to walk through it.
Ooh.
Ardbeg in his Ardbeg, not Ardbeg, the other one. Artor in his big size would be able to walk quite comfortably through it, but it's not dragon-sized.
Mm. And second question, that very light, gentle breeze? Has that picked up? Has that changed? Are we walking into it? Does it not come into the tunnel?
Make a survival check. Or
Oh man, I guess I was
identification of breezes.
I'll
Let
Lick
the
the finger.
ranger give it a shot with his probably
check.
lower modifier. Then.
What'd you get, Garen?
7.
Hard to say.
Yeah.
Wind is so difficult to identify.
I am walking behind both Artor and Ardbeg. It's hard to know where the wind's coming from. Just is.
That's fair.
Can Haydn give it a shot?
Sure.
Yeah, because he definitely has proficiency in survival, like a good ranger. That is a 15.
Okay. The wind is still there. It's not strong. It's fairly soft. And it definitely seems to be coming from inside the cave.
Alright. Wind is inside to out.
Mhm.
So
Blessed Seeker, I think we follow the winds. Follow the winds and find the item.
that
Okay.
makes sense.
Sounds good.
After some time, you find yourselves in the tunnel. Where do I want to put you? Jeez. Okay, this one. Go. You see ahead of you, if it'll let me do it, because it's being a butthead about this. Go. What definitely looks like some sort of large worm-like creature, just hanging in the middle of the passage. It
Is-
doesn't seem to see you. I don't think. Hang on. Pretty sure it doesn't see you. Oh, no, it doesn't see you.
I don't know. Do
That
I know
brings
what it
me
is?
causes no good
Can
to
I
my
can
heart.
I can I make a roll to see if I know what it is?
Who
Sure.
cares? Just let's match on past it. Can't
Make
see
a
us.
nature check.
Yeah,
Hayden.
this will be great.
Guidance.
Do you want
Take
the?
guidance.
Well, never mind. I was gonna ask if
Guidance.
you wanted the druid to do it, but
That would probably be good. Because Hayden is not proficient
Druids-
in nature
Druids
either.
are wisdom based, and nature for some weird reason is an intelligence check. So it's dumb
but I
that Druids.
also have.
That's a
Yeah,
that's a
but I also
13
have-
with guidance.
Do
I mean,
you
I'm
want to
gonna
try,
do
Z?
it. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I have advantage on nature checks.
Oh yeah, go for it then.
21.
Okay, so Hayden, you get the vibe that this is some kind of reptile. You're pretty sure it seems to be a lizard of some description. Zinkayla, while he's pondering this, you're just like, that's a frost salamander, obviously.
Sorry.
Listen, Hayden's knowledge specialty is not in this area. All right.
Okay,
He has
I don't like cool
proficiency
things
in
either.
religion, not nature.
So are you doing anything about this guy, or are you just going to stroll right on past?
Can't see
Right
us.
on
I
past.
mean, he can't
Right on
see
past.
us.
He doesn't react, so he doesn't seem to
Doesn't-
react to you in any way.
We couldn't do anything to him anyways, really.
Yeah.
No, not unless
Let's
you...
just keep going.
Cool.
Take him away.
Cool. A bit further down the passageway, you find, which probably quite disturbingly to Artor, is definitely a frost
Hmm.
giant, but it's undead as fuck.
That's just rude.
Yep, and like I said, that's why we don't like frost dragons or white dragons. Do I recognize the giant?
Make a history, history check, I guess,
Because-
for memory.
Because I don't know where we ended up,
No, you don't.
so maybe. That's a 12.
You do not.
Okay.
Just a mechanical
Moving
question
along.
if you can, DM.
Mhm.
And what's the CR rating for an undead as fuck creature? I would like, in case I have to turn a creature listed as undead as fuck.
I tell
Is
you
that
what,
CR two?
if it gets to that point, I'll let you know if your spell works.
Excellent. That's a no. Excellent. Noted. Thank you. Moving on. Undead as
Trying to
fuck.
get me to give stuff away before it's time? Ridiculous. Anyway, cool. Alrighty, so
Too
you-
high is the answer for you, Mr. Blessed.
I'm
Yep.
just being cheeky.
You cheeky? Never. What nonsense. Okay, please hold, sorry. I'm realizing that I did dumb things because I didn't really think about you just walking into this lair undetected. Cool. As you come around this corner, you see it opens out to a bigger chamber. And you can definitely hear growling. It sounds like big growling.
Did we all
And-
eat breakfast? It's the
and
most
as-
important meal of the day.
As soon as you come around the corner, the big fucking frost dragon turns its head and looks straight at you.
We found it.
Ms. Waves.
Hello.
Yeah.
Cocks her head,
Hi, wee dragon.
growls, and she says, "How many of you speak Draconic?"
I do,
think
because
I
I was
do.
loaned an amulet.
Yeah, I do.
She says, "And who are these little people who come strolling in? Just one step to the left of reality."
Does anyone want
That's
to translate that?
translated. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
translated for you in the group chat. So,
Fantastic.
Oh yeah, because the group chat.
yep. Any responses?
Artor and Giant will respond.
Oh, good. De-escalation. Excellent.
A giant come to take your horde.
Oh, could we put that to a party vote?
I really hope the
She-
dragon doesn't speak giant.
She doesn't respond to you at all.
Can I do an insight check to see if she's doing that out of
Sure.
segregation or if she didn't understand me?
Oh, where are my d20s?
That's a nat 20 for 22.
Nice.
Nice.
She probably didn't understand you.
Okay. That's fine.
I also speak giant, so I can translate if you want.
Doesn't matter to me.
Please do not. Not yet.
Is this chamber high enough that the dragon could take to the air? Or is this a
You-
tunnel that she crawls in and out of?
You make a perception check, please, Garen the Blessed.
Fair enough. You know, the really smart people could ask these questions too. Okay. Perception.
I'm trying to save a net 20 over here.
Perception's
no, I
not an
understand.
intelligence-based thing.
Why don't you look
Oh,
for
no,
the
oh,
item
actually,
or
I thought you
something?
said- you're right. My bad. I take it all back, because I actually am not crap at that.
Want
17.
some
DM.
guidance? Oh, no.
17?
Oh, can you?
You
Yes,
can
I
do
think someone
guidance
said
if you want. I'll allow it.
Thank you. I am not used to
Artor, you
being
have a
able to be
6
guided.
in your back
Got it.
pocket. So what is it with guidance?
21. Thank you.
You can't see the ceiling.
Oh.
Right.
That's not good.
Oh well, hold on though. The ethereal plane suggests I can only see so far, right? So maybe that's a limitation
yeah.
of where we are, with anything else.
Can
But
I
still-
make
You can
a
only see. Oh yeah, you can only see 30 feet in the ethereal plane.
question?
So technically, we can't even see the
Technically,
dragon
you
right
can't
now.
see the dragon. You can only hear
Yeah.
her. Maybe. I don't even know if you can hear her. Oh my god, this is so confusing. Okay, wait.
That's kind of even scarier. This voice. It's like, okay, that's
Can I
Just
make a history check to know
Yeah,
about
We could just
dragon
move
lair
forward.
habits?
Sure,
Okay.
go for it.
Oh man, somebody smarter than me wants to do that?
No, because they didn't think of it.
Yeah. Can I assist? Can I give you?
Guidance.
How are you assisting?
I can give guidance.
There you go.
Hey,
I'm a
hey, it's
tiefling.
fine.
I don't know.
I rolled a 18, so that's a 19, and then let me roll a d20.
Okay. Yeah.
20.
So technically, you can't see this dragon right now. You can only hear her.
Right.
Just putting that out there. 20. What exactly are you trying to recall?
I know if dragons try to make lairs and live in them while they're still growing, and that would explain why it doesn't look like there's any access for her to get out.
That is kind of an individual thing. Some dragons will pick a spot and then just grow in it and have minions who bring them stuff. Some dragons prefer to have a means of getting in and out. A lot of them will find a cave structure that suits their purposes and use it rather than like carving one out, because that's a lot of work, even for a dragon.
Well, if we want to know if this thing is getting out, Haydn can, like, this is the ethereal plane. We can go up and down at will and pass through solid matter. We could just float up until
Yes.
we
There's no
see
gravity here.
something.
You're right.
Little
right.
being, why don't you come out and play instead of hiding away like that? It's not very polite to come wandering into a lady's chambers and not even introduce yourselves.
Also,
Haydn will
Once
just
again,
start floating upwards.
Hayden's floating
Once-
up. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and see how high the ceiling is.
How high are you going?
Until I either see, like, I'll stay near the wall and wait until I either see the top of the wall, or that would indicate that it's like an open top, or the ceiling.
It goes up a good 150 feet,
Yes, you can.
and then there's an opening.
There's an opening, and it's 150 feet up anyway, give or take. I was
Zinkayla,
doing math right.
if needs be, could you manipulate Earth and close that opening? Is there any way we can block that entrance off?
I think so. Let me check what I have prepared.
I'll see how wide it is.
Once again in Giant, Artor will respond to her. A lady wouldn't keep a gentleman caller waiting.
None of you speak a civilized language.
Oh, this bitch. Can I insight to see if she understood me or if she's just calling my... Mm-hmm.
You did, and it sounded like she didn't understand
It
you.
sounded like she didn't understand.
Yeah.
Okay, nope, that's fine.
Yeah.
It just also sounds like she doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Oh.
So how big is the hole at the top?
Big enough for a dragon to fly through. And she's a big fucking dragon. So,
Yeah.
I have.
Well, I'll communicate how big
moved
that is
Earth.
to see if Zinkayla can.
Excellent.
How
Zinkayla,
big is
bless
it?
Druid. How big is? What's your range?
120 feet, and it can be an area of terrain no larger than 40 feet on a side within range.
bear in mind that if you move Earth, it's gonna just fall into the chamber. Like, unless you actually have a way to manipulate it closed. If you're just
can
moving things
raise-
around, gravity is a thing.
You can reshape dirt, sand, or clay in the area in any manner you choose for the duration. You can raise or lower the area's elevation.
Elevation.
Create or fill in a trench, erect or flatten a wall, or form a pillar. I could make a pillar come up and plug it,
Make a
maybe?
pillar go across like a bar.
Yeah.
It's like
Like a
60,
kettle.
70 feet wide. Big fucking
120
pillar.
Alright,
Yeah.
so
We may think about making a wall to block off any of the other people from coming into this area once we start fighting the actual dragon.
yeah, that's probably a good idea.
She switches to common, and she goes, "Little giant, did you see your kin back there? I would love to add you to their ranks."
Artor, stick to the plan. We're here to search and reconnoiter. We engage later. We are not prepared yet. Stand down and remember your duty to the Horde. We look, we learn, and then we engage.
I
And
assume
we
this is
are
in the group
territory,
chat.
not her.
Yeah, in the group chat.
In the group chat, okay.
Well, let's. She has her attention on me. That's the plan. Let's keep it that way. Let's look.
Perfect. Seeker, lead us out.
So I can move through this wall, right? Here.
Yep.
There is no wall.
You can.
And we don't need to stay within 15 feet of Miz anymore,
Only-
do we?
Only
if you
when we
wanna
need
get
to go
Only
back.
when you want to go back.
Yeah, okay.
we
Yeah,
need
that,
to be
no,
within
that,
15 when we want to go back.
yeah, that's what I thought. That's cool. I'm going to use my net 20 investigation
Yes, you are.
to look for a plaything that the North Wind might play with.
Please tell me Kit is not in the chat. Phrasing, man.
Phrasing.
So there is a gigantic horde over here.
I'm aiming to get in here.
Follow you.
We all follow?
Don't line up in this.
No.
Oh no, I'm
in
just
this.
being near.
Yeah, no.
This horde is full of stuff.
Did you want to, with my net 20? Did you want to know what the total of the investigation was?
Sure.
26.
You're so proud of yourself.
I am. I really am.
I'm just gonna cross that out now. So when you say you're looking for a plaything, what are you looking for?
Barbie doll from Brookline.
You're looking for a Barbie doll
No,
from Brookline.
I was just joking because of
I can assure you there is not one of those in this horde.
any object that looks unusual or like maybe out of place in here.
Okay, so this horde is
Ardbeg,
full of stuff. There's
look
a
for
lot
an
of
item that might have wind swirling around it or is disturbing the air currents in some way. I think there'll be a natural but slight air current or something.
That was a really good idea, Garen. Did it hurt?
I get 2 a day. I'm allowed 2 a day. I'm like a
Sorry,
broken
that was
clock.
really mean.
No, but it's absolutely accurate. Two good ideas a day. And a nosebleed. It's fine. Psychic damage.
Not big.
It's a thing.
He's
Yep.
gonna grasp his amulet of Ula, and there's not really a mechanic for this, but he's gonna like sort of just go, "Yo, you creepy little girl, god of mine, your own. You know what a Northwind thing is?
Make a religion check.
Yes, I suck at those.
Yeah, shakes head and Cleric.
Oh, a 9.
Oh,
There is no response.
You have Twitch inspiration.
I'm gonna use my Twitch inspiration
I love you, Twitch.
for a 16.
Okay.
And maybe like rule of cool here. I don't know, divine sense if it's something celestial or
That's
blah.
not a thing you can do. Do you actually have that thing?
I've
Yeah, it's a
divine
Paladin.
sense. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We both do. It's Paladins.
What does it find you? Celestial
Well,
fiends and undead, right?
yeah.
Or it
I mean-
might
I
do
mean-
elementals.
Or what?
or-
Sorry?
Might do elementals. Hold on.
No, it doesn't.
I think it's celestial fiends and undead.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, there's a bunch of undead frost giants, so you're getting some undead vibe. You see across the room, cross-legged, on top of all the gold, a very familiar, creepy little girl.
Hey!
Sitting cross-legged, with her head in her hands like this, and she looks at you and she goes, "Why you always gotta make me do your work for you?"
didn't want to make you do it. I thought you might be interested in helping me, lass.
What does the North Wind play with? Did it lose its toy?
I think it might have, aye.
Well, I'm gonna help you because you're a dummy and you can't do these things by yourself, as I have learned.
Miss Eccles sure thinks I'm a dummy.
Sometimes she's very smart. I like her. She's good at finding things. Maybe she should have been the seeker. Anyway, let me help you.
She can
And she
fight me for the
prepares
amulet.
like she's going to give you something very profound, and she goes, Ardbeg, seeker of mine, the North Wind's toy is in this horde. And she disappears.
At least I know it's in there.
Ardbeg, is it bring your god to work day? I didn't get the memo.
None of the rest of you saw her, by the way. Only he saw her.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That's what happens when you have a real god, Garen.
Oh,
This game's gonna turn into PvP.
Yeah, ooh.
As the three god
Ooh.
people fight it out to see whose god is the coolest. Okay,
And Haydn will fetch the popcorn.
so
Well, I guess it'll be
Ardbeg,
Thrym will be
to
the coolest.
answer your original, I'm gonna
I
kill
missed
you.
that.
Fair
Thrym
enough.
would be the coolest
I'm sorry.
because he's all ice and snow and shit. Anyway, I lost my train of thought.
Oh my
Jesus.
Oh,
god,
there was a
Adam.
Putnam in the Sarnscape.
Okay, Ardbeg, you asked for
Yes.
something that looks strange and out of place in this room.
Yep.
Which is difficult because it has all sorts of shit in it. It has like obviously lots of gold and jewels and crap like that. Multiple chests, boxes. There's a spinning wheel in a corner. There's
Spinning wheel.
like dolls everywhere, of various creepy kinds and not creepy kinds. There's probably a Barbie doll from Brookline. There is
Amazing.
like just anything you can imagine. There's a lot of weird shit. There's like robes and cloaks and pairs of boots and various bits of jewelry of various kinds.
Okay, so point of order. Was the dragon focused on Artor when I slid in there, or does she know I'm
Oh no,
gone in
she
there?
knows you're in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, she's going to turn and she's going to go, looking for something, little elf?
I'm actually kind of big for an elf, thank you. But no, just having a wee look around. This is quite an amazing lair you've got.
Sure is. So you're not after something in particular?
Someone
We're
tell me
actually
what.
running.
Someone tell me what to say in the bonds chat.
We're actually running
No?
a dragon lair tour, and yours is the first stop. So
A dragon lair tour.
yeah,
I see. There's some sort of extreme tourist adventure thing.
yeah. Do these people
No.
not look extreme?
If you really want the full dragon experience, you should come out and play.
No. We're saving that for when we go check out Chaos's one. He's real cool, you know?
Never heard of him.
Way better than you.
DM, can Garen look for eddies of air currents, etc.?
Sure.
Looking for an item that might be swirling around.
Make a survival check.
He's just gonna.
It's actually a really-
maintaining his or he's gonna like get down to where like he can see the ground and just kind of float over the dragon.
Oh.
21 DM.
That will never
21.
end poorly.
All the wind currents appear to be coming from her.
Right.
Well, little flying human, did you find what you were looking for?
Yes and no. In Draconic, because that's
Ah,
fun.
Someone who speaks a
Because
civilized language.
Hayden's
How do I
polite.
help?
Yeah.
Yes, because this is an ancient dragon. And he doesn't want to die immediately.
Moving to
Um,
where Garen is now, can he see an item being worn by the dragon?
Oh, make a perception check.
Can I give myself guidance?
Yeah.
Nice.
Can I help
Roll.
him look so he has advantage?
Can I really, really look?
If
real
you
hard?
know what he's doing. Do you know what he's doing?
Bonds messages? Group chat? Is he sharing what he's doing?
I don't know. He didn't say that he was.
I feel that Garen probably thinks aloud a lot, right? I think it's probably a monologue going on. We really should be looking for air currents. Doesn't that dragon have an air current? Let me get closer to the dragon and look at the air currents. Huzzah! Blocked by Ardbeg, I understand. Can I sell that DM? Is that worth advantage?
Yeah, alright, I'll give it to you because
Alright.
that's pretty funny and very in character.
16. So with advantage.
Then you have advantage.
Yeah, and I got a D4 for bliss, and
God.
I get. So what? I only get a 16 because I'm rolling not well. That's with advantage and a D4.
You can't see anything on this dragon.
Fair.
She is beautiful, though. She is a beautiful specimen of a dragon.
So through the group chat, aloud, Garen's still like, I think those winds are emanating from her. I think she has it on her, but I can't see it.
You know, that would make
Looking away.
sense.
I feel like you have come here to find something. You're all very shady.
And Haydn is slim.
Was that a joke?
It was an observation.
Ardbeg's gonna relay in group chat that Ula had told him that the thing is in the Horde
Oh, okay.
of the room that he's just come out of.
Do you see any wind chimes?
Did I see any wind chimes, DM?
Probably.
Miz's next roll is a 20 from the extra life.
Oh.
Thank
Does-
you, Laura. You are
Yeah,
amazing.
thank you.
There's a load of shite in that room. Gold,
Okay.
spinning wheels, wind chimes. It's like a fucking bric-a-brac store in there. I'm honestly telling you.
It is. That's a very good description. I assume that was in the group chat.
Yes, it was.
Okay. She won't be offended then.
Bounce messages all day.
Well,
So do we have any more specific criteria that you guys can think of to narrow it down?
oh no. Do you think, Zinkayla, you have that manipulating stone and things, right? Do you think if we get in the Horde, you could close off the entrance to at least buy us enough time to look for a little bit?
How wide is it?
Doesn't look
Let me-
that wide from.
Like 10 feet?
Yeah, but how tall is it? That's
Oh,
another
right.
question.
I would say it's probably only like 15 feet tall.
I'd sooner not have us all in that room when the dragon breaks down the wall and fires its breath in there, if you get what I'm saying.
So here's the
Yeah.
thing. It takes 10 minutes for it to fully finish doing closing up. So
That's
I don't think we want to
good.
spend
Yeah,
that
no.
much time.
Let's cancel that plan then.
And that means he can't seal anything off.
You wander in and you look at my exit routes and you look at my horde and you expect me to believe that you're here on a trip. I think
Well, I mean,
you're
there's
here to rob me.
there's not much else to look at, as pretty as you are.
You know, if you simply tell me what you want, perhaps we could come to an arrangement.
Cough, talk, Artor. Bond's message.
Bond's message, talk like get her to look at me talk, or...
And maybe ask about the item.
Bond's
See
message
if-
to, I think we share, it's Ms. We should let the talker talk.
So is Ms. talking or am I talking?
She seems to
Perhaps-
like Artor.
Seems
Yeah,
like riling Vatyr up. That's not the same thing.
Laura has donated one of her dice to you, Jax.
I didn't see. Oh, it's a 2. Oh, it's a 2.
Oh, God.
See the saving
Artor
throws go
will,
exceptionally well.
Once again in Giant, just to try to look back. Here to rob a little worm. Not much of worth here.
She sort of glances at you and then turns back to Miz and goes, "Do you speak a civilized language, dear?"
I'll say yes in Draconic.
The giant is little for a giant, but she's not speaking in Draconic, by the way, but potentially of worth to me. He could join my ranks, maybe, in exchange for whatever it is you came looking for. If it were worth one dead little giant.
You see, they had to sign these waivers beforehand. That might breach the contract, so I'm not sure we could do that.
Waivers. Usually waivers are, if something terrible happens, it's not my fault.
Yeah, something terrible has happened, so they made me change it.
Well, how unfortunate for you.
I'm also letting everybody know this in the group chat, like telepathically. So I don't know what you guys want me to say, but I mean, do we want to keep looking while I'm just chatting with
Yeah.
the dragon?
Garen will look to move into the Horde area and have a little look and see if he can think his way out of this one.
Hasn't he used his 2 good ideas for the day?
I used both of them
I'm
already.
channeling
Oh,
the
man.
dragon, man. She's such a sassy bitch that now I'm a sassy
I
bitch.
have
I thought I had one
a
left.
potential idea, depending on how fast her adding to the ranks happens. I have access to Revivify, and I'm very quick. She could potentially at least reveal the location if that's...
Says don't fucking kill my 2, I see.
You think she could kill me that quickly? She might reveal and then try to kill me, which is fine with me.
On the list of very bad ideas, ritual suicide is right up there.
Oh yeah, no, I don't
Spinning
intend on
into
letting
the
her
wind.
kill me.
And whizzing on an electric fence. It's like number 2 and 3.
Yeah, and speaking from somebody with the draconic bloodline, I don't really. Lies are cheap and easy. So.
It's a white dragon. Of course, she lies, cheats, steals.
Exactly.
No deal? Oh,
An idea.
I do enjoy a good
Uh,
deal.
Can I'll say, like, well, we also have a competition for the best looking dragon. And right now you're at the top of the list, and I want to get closer to her and kind of like inspect her like as close as possible, like
Yep.
inspect on her person or body, whatever.
She responds, "Darling, you already told me I was the first stop on your journey. You should try harder." What are you looking for?
I guess any items or artifacts that she's got like
On her person?
tucked away anywhere. Yeah.
Make either perception or investigation.
Can I use my 20?
Yes.
Okay.
You can use your 20.
That would be 23 then total.
She doesn't appear to have anything on her body that you can see.
Okay, then I would let everybody know that.
In the Horde room, is there anything that looks like it might could be suspended in the air, like magical wings, a flying contraption, anything that might
Please hold
be
for my
buffeted
list.
yeah,
Because I have a
buffeted and
list.
kept yeah,
Of course I have a list.
buffeted and kept aloft by wind. A kite, even.
I would say there are probably a couple of kites.
I'll look
Yes,
to cast
I would
it.
say some kites. I would say there are definitely wind chimes. You know what? There's like a little set of child-sized, bright pink, sparkly fairy wings.
Well, I just want those, just because I want them.
I have a mechanical question.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was canon. When Ardbeg blocked the the huzzah,
Huzzah! Yep.
did everyone feel the disconnect?
I think
did
it
we
does.
did we know he disconnected from the chat?
I don't think he disconnected from the chat. I think he just stopped Garen from huzzahing in his brain.
So did any of us get a feel that
he can turn that on and off like a
Yeah.
light switch?
It's
Yep,
the same.
so-
It's the same as your ribs thing. You can turn that
right?
on.
That's
and
what I'm
off, and
saying.
you
So
can, yeah.
so can Artor. But I want to know, did Artor know when he turned it on and off?
I think you do. I think you know that it
Okay.
hasn't landed. You
Okay.
get like a Ardbeg is not available at this time. Please try again later.
Okay.
But more like Ardbeg, more like fuck off. Something like that.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm busy.
Not now.
we don't want to negotiate. We can't seal off any entrances. I don't see any other prep work we would do. We know it's in the Horde. Probably can't access the Horde without getting frozen, unless the dragon is dead.
The items in the Horde, are they already frozen? Are they behind ice, or are they available to be picked up in the material plane?
There is. Ardbeg, you said you went through the wall, didn't you?
Yes.
Garen, are you at the front of it? Like
Yeah.
at the entrance?
Garen's position is accurate, yes.
Yeah, there is a wall of ice.
And they are behind the wall of ice.
Correct.
Cool. Okay.
There's like a
that's-
wall of ice in the entranceway, but obviously it doesn't affect you when
Yeah.
you're
in the ethereal plane. Okay.
correct.
Right.
I think in the group chat, death is probably the best option for getting enough time to get into there. And I'm referring to her death, not ours. Sorry for the ambiguity on that.
No, we understood the inference. It was okay.
Okay, just check.
Right with you. Right with you.
It's okay.
You're not going to give up Artor to become an undead frost giant minion? Aw.
Can we think to ourselves and not share with the group chat? Is that something
Yeah.
you've done as well?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
No, Garen can't, but the
You
rest
would
of you can.
not. Yeah, you would not want to
Garen-
know.
Garen has the right to remain silent. He just doesn't have the ability.
Yeah. 100%.
Okay. Then Artor.
Garen, the the Blessed, you hear inside your head the voice of your sister Fianna saying, "Not a scratch. You owe me a sparring match." And that name she calls you that I can't pronounce.
Okay. Honestly.
Carry on.
Alright, fine.
Artor.
Artor will think to himself. Well, Thrym, what say we take this little worm down?
Make a religion check.
Calling God.
Absolutely.
Uh-oh.
Calling God.
I want to roll physical dice for this one. That is... Where's religion right there?
Fucking Dolo,
21.
someone carry Dolo. We'll get this bitch down.
21.
21. 19 on the die.
Nice roll.
I
It
have to
apparently
roll
is
for a
bring
thing
your
now.
God to work date.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Oh, no. All the
Artor,
blues in chat.
you hear in your head a single word said with all the ferocity of the worst storm you've ever experienced. And that word is glory. And then you are no longer on the ethereal plane. You are on the physical plane.
Oh shit!
Sand!
That's not the plan!
Like, holy shit balls. I feel like that's gonna, I know we're a little early for break, but I feel like that's gonna change everything.
Good, because I just pissed my pants.
Yeah.
Just through the bonds
I'm
chat,
just
it's
gonna
like,
say,
Artor,
I'm glad Haydn can get back to the material plane by himself.
Okay, so we are going to,
Wait, does that dump
Oh.
all of us or just Artor?
no, just Artor,
Just
his god
him.
intervened.
Just Artor.
Cool.
That
Artor.
religion roll has got intervened.
We'll do
Okay,
last week.
Marky has a soul coin, which is very, very
Oh,
interesting.
God.
So real life Mara, Chrissy, showed up at my door the other day with multiples of these beautiful things. They're really cute. Little hats. Doesn't really work with headsets, but here you go. They make you look like you've got little cat ears. We're giving this one away today. In our
Ooh.
mid-game
Cool
marble
is
race.
that?
I particularly chose the orange one because I figured a bright orange, fire-colored, warm hat was very appropriate for this mission. So,
That's awesome.
real life Mara hat, you guys. Made by Chrissy.
That's awesome.
Whew. We'll be back in like 10-15 minutes to watch a dragon kill Artor. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be fantastic.
Don't go anywhere. I hope I didn't chop that on Adam too fast for marble races. I hope he's ready. Sorry if I did, babe. But I feel like we can't, this is a good place to stop. Alright! We'll see you soon.
We love and appreciate you and we're sorry.
Very much. Hello, humans of the internet. Welcome back to A Frosty Doom, today's Gallant Horde adventure. So, to recap, in case you weren't paying attention, these lovely people had this awesome plan. They went onto the ethereal plane, they scouted out the dragon's lair. She couldn't do shit because they were on the ethereal plane. And then Artor called out to his god and said something obnoxious about the dragon, which I shan't repeat. And then his god moved him onto the material plane because his god would like some glory now, please. Which means, ladies and gentlemen, we need to roll some initiative.
Oh, thank
I've-
you, Chad. I got a nat 20 banked.
Oh, fair enough. I'll allow it.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do we know that Artor has dropped?
You would have
the-
felt him. You would have felt him get severed from the group chat, so you would know something has happened. And he,
Okay.
presumably, if you're looking at him, you will see him shift.
As a reaction to that, I want to pop my bonbon of ice immunity.
You're doing this while you're still on the ethereal plane.
That depends if it carries over.
You don't know.
That was a loaded question.
Initiative first, bonbons later. So, Ardbeg, are you using any of your chat given things for your initiative roll?
Do
'Cause
I
if
have
you're
a
not,
chat?
you roll
do I
you
have-
roll a 2.
Do I have a chat given thing?
Not according to my list. I don't know.
Can I use-
Do you? But it doesn't matter because I'm telling you that you roll a 2.
What if I get one of those dollar ones?
You haven't got one right now that I'm aware of.
Oh.
So
Can
you
I
roll
give
a
my
2.
two to the dragon?
What?
Can I give my 2 to the dragon?
Yeah, you can give your 2 to the dragon.
Okay.
I've got to work out what that makes it. Please hold.
I've got an
Okay.
18. I've got your next roll is an 18, apparently, according to chat.
I used my 2 first. Ha!
Will I use my 18 after it?
No, that's not how it works.
Why not?
Important. Now I'm gonna have to look up how important. No, I don't think you can do that.
I don't think you can port an
I don't
important.
think that's how that works. It's not like counterspell. You can't just.
So
That
my
being said,
initiative.
he'd-
Your initiative is 2 plus whatever your initiative is.
Ardbeg just got a message from Zen in the chat. Actual.
Oh, yeah.
redeem.
All spells and things you are concentrating on carry over. There we go. So now she speaks into your brain and tells you that if you take your bonbon, it'll continue to work. I was just
Okay.
fucking with you.
Okay, well he definitely would have done that.
He can't do that because we're rolling initiative first, Will.
Okay.
Alright, so over 20.
21.
After all the smack talk. Artor, didn't you use your thing?
Me? No. I was
No,
saying
okay.
I banked the. I have a 20
okay.
banked.
Okay, so 21 Zinkayla. Well, I had someone over 20 and then it got fucked up. Alright, over 15. Cool. Over 10?
DM, I'll
12.
use my bank 10 to become a 12, and I'll follow Artor because his dex will be better than mine, I'm thinking.
I also got a 12.
That's a lot of 12s. Wait, Will, was yours also 12?
No.
Do you have a,
12.
no, I was like, you don't have a plus 10 to initiative. Alright, 3 12s. So dexiest, I'm guessing, is Miz.
Mine's a 16, so plus 3.
Mine is also a 16.
Mine is not.
Both 16? Roll off.
Yeah.
Rollies.
It's a 4.
I got a 6.
Cool, so Miz, then Artor.
I just want to get these bad ones out right now.
12, and then Garen the Blessed.
Aha!
Alrighty. Anyone else over 10? No. Cool. Haydn? What, you're normally really quick.
Normally, yes, but not when I roll a 6 on the die. That is
Ah.
an 8.
An 8. Okay. And what is your... Will? What do you
11.
end up with? Is that more than 10?
Oh, sorry. I wasn't. I was preparing stuff.
God damn it. Alright, crap, that changes everything. Wait. Okay.
Laura Shearman, thank you very much for that 25. Let us know in chat who gets what. And Kit, again, thank you. That is another 25. I'm assuming Ardbeg gets a natural 20 because the message was Ardbeg, fuck shit up.
Alright, hang on. So Ardbeg, yours was an 11. Haydn was a
8.
8.
Also, the dragon's next roll is a nat 20. Thanks to
Amazing.
Laura.
Thank you, Laura. Alright. Holy shit. Alright, so Dragon gets a nat 20 on its next roll. That's nice.
And Ardbeg also gets a nat 20 on his next roll.
Ardbeg gets a nat 20 on his next roll.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
How's our total looking? I must be getting
Yeah.
pretty
Thanks
close.
to
Thank
everyone
you,
for
Dave.
supporting
Haydn
me.
is taking
It's
stock of
amazing.
the situation.
Amazing. Alright. So, Artor is now on the material plane. Zinkayla, what do you want to
yeah.
do?
Okay, well, I can't leave till Miz is back. So, I'm gonna move my girl. I don't want to be right there. I'll move her 10 feet forward.
Zinkayla, make an intelligence throw for me, please.
Okay. Saving throw?
No, just a check.
Okay. Uh, 16.
You do recall that in order to return with Ms, you need to be within 15 feet of her.
Yes,
Okay.
but
Just
I know
making
that
sure.
other people need to get 15 feet and
All right.
group.
Okay. Cool. Just making sure that you haven't
Uh,
forgotten that little fact.
Going to put. Should I move closer? I don't. How far away are you, Garen? You. What was the? Here. There we go. That's where I'll go. Hopefully, Miss can get there. I'm gonna hold my potion of resistance in my mouth and hold my action to turn into a dragon when I come back.
Okay.
Yes.
Lair actions, because you'll roll terribly. Artor, since you're the only one currently actually in this lair who will be affected by this, can you roll me a d4, please?
Absolutely.
And tell me what you get.
That is a 2.
A 2.
A 2.
The whole lair shakes in like a massive earthquake vibe. I need you to make a dexterity save, please.
Oh, I'm not good at those. 14.
14. That is a failure. Do you want to use your inspiration?
Twitch inspiration, yes.
That's what I meant.
14.
Alright, you are knocked prone by the
Got it.
shaky ground. The rest of you it doesn't affect because you're not there. The ground shakes, but you don't notice. Okay, these frost salamanders. Well, there's only one of you that they can actually get to, so this guy's gonna start moving. No, he's not. He doesn't know shit yet. This guy's gonna come at you, bro. Where are you, buddy? He is going to claw bite.
Okay.
First one is a 25 to hit.
Yep.
Second one is not so good. 17 to hit.
Nope.
And the bite is 19 to hit.
Just hits.
Okay, so cold damage does nothing to you, correct?
Correct.
So I won't even bother rolling that. So one claw will be 8 piercing damage on the first claw.
The first hit would be the first roll would be a nat 20 because of Laura's.
That was the dragon specifically.
No, it's for the dragon.
Oh, that. Oh, this is the
Yep.
salamander.
Yep. Correct. 1d6 claw damage. It's clearly not the dragon. Anyway, what did I say? 3 plus 5, 8 points of piercing damage from the first claw attack. And d8. 6 points of piercing damage from the bite.
Noted.
And a lot of cold damage that you don't feel. That is him at this stage. Ms.
Okay. I'm going to move. Oops, not actually that. Okay. I need to be within 15 feet. I think I'm gonna use my bonus action dash to get over here so I can hit these 3.
Yep.
And I'll just like mentally just check in with Haydn like, you're good on your own, right?
Hopefully.
Okay, I will say like, huh?
Just do it.
Yeah, I'll, if you're not back in a few seconds, I'm gonna come back for you. I'll go ahead and plane shift us back.
Make an intelligence check, please. Check, saving throw, whatever the spell says. Check, I think it is.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
We have some portents banked if anyone would like to assist
You
with
don't know,
this.
your character doesn't know that.
Alright, I'm also going to, before we left the realm, I think it was Fortune's Favor, which I can dismiss to roll another d20. So it's like an extra.
Huh?
I'm gonna change my dice because obviously Oh, natural 20. Thank goodness. I was really getting worried because we could end up anywhere.
Anywhere.
Okay.
Amazing.
So yeah.
Amazing. All right.
All right.
There
And we're
are
back.
a lot of banked rolls happening in the chat. Please keep track of them. I'm not keeping track of your rolls.
Yeah.
It's too hard. Too hard at this point. All right. So you are back.
Sonali, thank you. That's another 25. Artor's next roll is a nat 20.
Awesome.
Nice. So that brings
Alright.
the three of them and myself back.
Uh-huh.
That was, and then, yeah, I had to burn my bonus action to
Yep,
get there. So
get
I
there.
think that's it.
Yep. Cool. Cool. So that's everyone back apart from Haydn now.
Correct.
Artor, you're up.
Cool. Artor's going to stand up. He's no longer prone. He's going to ignore the salamander. He's not interested. He's going to swell to Soltor. Bonus action, Soltor.
Mm-hmm. That makes you large. Still?
Yep. Yep. He's going to look at that dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And in giant. Oh, little worm, we're gonna make you a mount. And he's gonna swing 3 times with his hammer.
Okay.
First one's a nat 20.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Don't bother rolling the cold.
For any of them?
Nope. She's immune to cold.
Cool. Well, what about the other ones? Because it's a 30-foot blast.
Oh yeah, everybody else rolls for cold. Frost,
Okay.
salamander. Oh no, they're also immune to cold. But your friends
They're
do.
all immune
Oh
to
no,
cold.
your friends are not.
Friends are
Yeah,
friends
you're
are
good
protected now.
Yeah, I remember now. That changed.
Yes, it did.
How far is it? 30 feet?
30 foot.
Okay, so the frost giant, this guy over here, needs to roll for it.
Now,
The dex, what
there's-
kind of save is it?
there is no save.
Oh, okay.
It's just automatic damage.
Cool.
Did we rule whether we were gonna go with your idea with the cold adept, right?
Yes.
Okay. Does that overcome immunities? It doesn't say in the
I don't remember.
it just says in the feat that it overcomes resistances, but it doesn't mention immunities.
I would assume not then.
Okay, that's fine. Nah, he's not gonna. Nah, he's not gonna bother. Yes, he is. He is gonna bother. He is gonna take those 3 points. And so the first hit's a nat 20.
Uh-huh.
Second attack. Oh, that's going to be. I'm going to use the clockwork amulet because I think I can just do that. I gotta double check. I gotta get to the clockwork amulet. Hang on. Yeah, clockwork amulet. It's going to be a 23 to hit.
That hits.
And final attack. That's a 24 to hit.
That hits.
All right. So for the first damage, max. So she only takes she takes 27 points of bludgeoning damage. Magical, if that means anything.
Yep. Cool.
The frost giant takes 9 for the first one. Good lord, so many dice. And he takes 42 points of cold damage.
Okay.
Ignoring resistances.
Yep. Cool.
Sorry, she takes an additional. Hang on, Giant Smite. I forgot to include that. She takes an additional 7 points of magical bludgeoning.
Cool. Alright.
And that'll be his turn.
Okay. She is going to use a
Question?
legendary action. What? Yeah?
Shouldn't I be a dragon right now?
Oh, yeah, you should be a dragon right now. Which is going to be interesting because they're big. How big is your dragon? Officially?
Huge? Huge.
Cool. Ms., I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Sorry.
17 plus
Watch.
3, so 20.
On
For
a
20.
dex
Oh.
save?
Okay.
Yeah, 20.
All right. You can. Oi, where's my dragon? There it is. I will say that you can, in that case, avoid being knocked over by the gigantic dragon that is now standing where Zinkayla was standing, and it just you just hop out of the way. Wait.
Okay.
Hop.
Oh, there
There we go.
I flipped Zinkayla off to the side.
Yep, I saw. Thank you. Let me just make it so you can control your own damn dragon. Everybody
Thank you.
control your own dragons. Cool. Artor, that's you. She is going to use her legendary action to throw some arcane spears. She has 4 of them, and they just hit. So she's going to throw one at Artor, of course. One at the dragon that's just appeared in her lair, because that's not cool. One at Ardbeg, because he's in her face. And one at Miz, because she can't see Garen behind the red dragon. So they just hit. That's just a thing that happens. They're like dragon versions of magic missiles. I think.
Magic. Yeah.
So that's a d20 I need to roll. So Artor takes 13 points of force damage. Ardbeg takes 10 points of force damage.
Halved
Zinkayla-
because he's resistant to force damage, thanks to
How?
his boon of Larian.
Ah, damn Larian. Alright, 10 points of force damage to Zinkayla's dragon. And 12 points of force damage to Miz.
Like, oh yeah, we can take damage now.
Yep. Sure can.
Dragon has been healing worded by chat.
Oh, healing word. Thank you, dragon. You're so nice. I mean, chat. Sometimes it feels like chat is a dragon, to be fair. Cool, cool. Alrighty. Whew. Garen, you're up.
Somebody parked a dragon on my driveway.
Yep.
I have access issues.
Sorry.
It's okay. Dragon is considered friendly. I can move through.
Yes, technically.
Okay. Bonus action bonbon.
Yep.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, I'm getting hot, you guys. Hang on. Please.
Yeah, I turned my fan on to break.
Is that considered the square of Zinkayla or not?
What's that,
there?
sorry? Yes,
Am
that
I
is
considered-
technically in Zinkayla space. She's
Oh, okay,
taking up
right.
9. Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Probably there then, I guess. For movement, I've got an action left.
Through the legs, through the legs.
Through the legs, yeah. Roll, duck and roll, duck and roll. Let's see if we can get this done early. Dragon, please fail. Charisma save 19. Banish. You're gone.
It rolls a
Right.
7.
No, it
rolls
doesn't,
a
because it has a natural 20 banked
Ah,
from Laura's nat
crap.
20. So it rolls a nat
Forgot
20.
about that.
Can't
Thanks,
do it
Laura.
forever.
It's what happens when you piss off your in-game wife.
Turn.
It's your turn.
Action.
Cool.
Bonus action, move, and action.
It is now this frost giant's turn. He's gonna come at Artor. Cause oh, go away. Artor's right there. So he is going to hit you with his great axe, I guess.
You can certainly try.
Twice. Try the first, 22.
That'll hit.
Try the second, 24.
That'll hit.
Oh, his great axe is quite nice.
It's great.
It is
Artor might
great.
take it.
Oh. 27 slashing damage on the first one.
Oh, that hurt.
Oh, I rolled really well. 38. Is that right? 22, 30. No. Yeah, 32. 38 points of slashing damage on the second.
Golly, I want his axe.
I don't know why it's such a good axe, but I'm not going to argue with D&D Beyond. It says that's what it does. I'm going to believe it. I think that's all he can do right now. He
Artor
can
has been healing worded by chat.
Thank you.
he can do another thing, but oh, I suppose technically he can. No, he can't see Haydn. Haydn's still ethereal planed. Hey.
Haydn is still in the ethereal plane. Thank
Alright.
God.
Cool. Sweet. That's him. However, now that battle has ensued, this guy's going to start moving downwards. How far can you go? A long way is the answer. He can get all the way there. But I don't have the thing. He can get to like here. Using his dash. Cool. Ardbeg.
Ooh, is it my turn?
It is.
Fantastic.
Your first roll will be a natural 20.
Yes, I've accounted for that. So he's gonna bonus action eat his bonbon, and he's gonna move to here, so he's in flanking with Artor.
Uh-huh.
And then I have so the first hit is a crit.
Yep.
The second hit is a 36.
Yep.
And then the next hit was a nat 20 I rolled on Kit's fantastic dice that she sent me in the dice exchange.
That's ridiculous. Yep. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So, do you just want the full damage, or do you want it split out?
Is any of it cold damage?
None of it's cold damage.
Ah, just give me the number then.
Oh, hold on. I need to do maths.
Yeah. Remember, you can declare smite after you hit. So.
Hey! With the metagaming, you're in the ethereal plane. You can't give Ardbeg advice. Stop it!
Well, I have got some divine.
I will smite you.
Well, I have some divine smites written down in my damage because I'm putting them on the crits. Did I need to say that already?
Yes, you do need to say that.
Okay, so that's what he is putting divine smites on these crits.
Okay.
So the
Thank you.
first hit is a. Actually, can I just read out the damage because it's kind of impressive.
Right.
42 slashing.
Uh-huh.
9 radiant.
Uh-huh.
30 divine smite.
That's a lot. What's the total? Oh wait, you're gonna do all of them, then give me a total, right?
Yes.
He is now.
Do you
So
want
that-
me to do it as we go?
Do it as you go.
Okay, tell me again.
42 slashing, magical slashing.
Yep.
9 radiant.
Yep.
From Seeker, and 30 divine smite radiant
Nice.
from
Yep.
Willa.
Yep.
The next hit is a 21 points of slashing.
Uh-huh.
2 radiant.
Uh-huh.
The next crit is a 43 slashing. 7 radiant.
Uh-huh.
And 25 radiant from divine smite.
Cool. You know, I buffed this dragon, and now I'm thinking I should have buffed him more.
Yeah, well, especially seeing Ardbeg's going to action surge. And he's going to make... Sorry?
What?
Quick question. When you crit, dragon has to do something, right?
Byron.
No, because it's... Are you talking about the prone thing?
No, with the paralytic from the sword.
Yeah, that's true. But I figure a dragon is going to pass quite easily if wisdom save of 17.
Yeah, she rolled a
Perhaps
6.
not if it rolls a 7.
No, she rolls a 6. I got you, Haydn.
Okay, so the dragon
Cool.
is paralyzed.
No, she's not. She uses a legendary resistance.
Okay, she has to
That's
make that
fine.
save again for the second crit.
He rolls a 7.
She uses a legendary resistance.
Nice.
Okay. So action surge. You ready?
Crits. Well, crits.
That's another crit. It was a 19 on the dice for a 37
Fuck
crit.
Ardbeg.
Honestly, like this dice that Kit got me rolls more 19s and 20s than any dice I've ever had in my
Do
life.
we need to test this dice for balance?
You can.
19s and 20s. Normally 19s and 20s are on just about opposite sides of the dice.
Yeah.
Oh
If it's a
my
balanced die.
And after this game, I crit on 18s as well. So the next hit is a 28, and the third hit is a 29. I assume they all hit the 28s
Yes,
and 29s
yes,
hit.
yes, yes, they do.
All right. First hit is 44 slashing.
Mhm.
12 radiant.
Mhm.
26 divine smite.
Yep.
And you need a wisdom save on that crit.
Anyone have another poor roll bank to at least get through another
Hey.
legendary resistance?
Hey. I'm gonna smite you for metagaming, bro.
Are the portents in chat things not already meta? I feel
Yes,
like
but-
it's fine to meta
But they just
game already
they
meta
just-
thing.
happen. As far as your character is concerned, they just happen.
Yeah, and I'm
like
suggesting this
magic.
out of character.
Do you really want to test me on this? Do you?
It doesn't sound like there's one, so it doesn't matter.
We will all.
Right,
Dragon got a healing
what do we-
word.
Wisdom, right? So that is a 20 something.
Yeah, that
20 something.
passes.
Yeah.
Alright, let's keep on with the damage then. 15 slashing, 2 radiant.
Uh huh.
17 slashing, 5 radiant on the last hit.
Wow. I don't know if
So-
anyone was mathing, but I'm pretty sure that was like
I-
a couple of
I-
hundred.
I wrote it was 300 exactly.
Yeah.
300
Yeah.
points in one round. Thank you.
She's still up.
Having
Well, she also
having
got a
run
healing word.
something like this from an orb with Ardbeg, that is exactly what happened. I just on the fly doubled its remaining health because
It's funny because everybody always thinks Eclipsis is the one that does crazy damage, and I'm like, that was true before Ardbeg got to like the high level. I feel like he could take her on now. Anyway, what am I doing? I'm healing.
It's
the
also
dragon.
mostly this. It's mostly that sword as well. That
Yeah.
you made that. You homebrewed the sword, so
I
you can't
did,
really
I
be
did.
angry. Be
I'm
angry
not
at yourself.
angry. I'm not angry. I just buff the fuck out of every bad guy you're coming anywhere near.
I love it. I love it a lot.
Oberon has 5,000 hit points. Anyway.
Gallant accepted.
Okay. Whew. So that's you?
Yep, that's me. I'm done.
Oh, you
Thank you.
complete? Cool. Excellent. That brings us to Haydn.
all right. Haydn is going to. Okay. He's gonna make sure to stay within 30 feet of Artor, but he's going to go there, like float with ethereal plane
Mhm.
stuff, and then just down as much as he can with that, since he was like he was up a fair bit.
Yep. How up
Um,
was he? Because I feel like this might come into play in a second.
Yeah, just about maybe like low enough, like barely low enough to see the ground, which would be 30 feet in the air.
Okay, the dragon is taller than that, I think. Hang on.
Oh,
I don't know.
Is
How
she?
big is she? Yep.
then I guess he was phased
She's-
inside of her because he wanted to
she's-
see the ground.
Gargantuan. Okay. Cool.
He's
So,
partially
30
phased inside of her in that case. For some
So-
reason I was thinking 20 by 20.
20. So you've probably got 25 feet below you then? Maybe 20 if you went at an angle. I'll give you an angle.
Yeah, plus he has 35-foot movement speed base. I don't
Oh,
know how
yeah.
much it is. Yeah.
Okay, so then another 5, so call it 15.
Alright, 15 feet above the ground?
Mhm.
Alright. He will use his action to pop the bonbon. He will use his bonus action to use his ethereal step.
Mhm.
He will action surge to hold enlarge reduce to enlarge Artor when he hits the ground.
Mm-hmm. When Haydn hits the ground.
When Haydn hits the ground.
Okay, are you
'Cause-
so you're on the material plane now, you're gonna fall those 15 feet and hit the ground. Can you make a dex save for me, please?
Yes, I can. Ugh. I'm gonna use Switch Inspiration, because I think holding a spell does also use concentration. That's much better. That's a 19.
Okay. So you managed to land without hurting yourself too badly. Good job.
And then when I land, held action goes off to enlarge Artor up to
The next size up.
the next size up.
Huge. Artor is now
All his
32
stuff
feet
goes
tall.
with him. Advantage on strength rolls other than attacks. And you deal an extra d4 on your attacks.
Okay.
From having
That's Haydn?
an even bigger hammer. Yep, that's Haydn.
It is now the dragon's turn. So. He is going to... How many of these things can I do? I mean, I guess she's going to start off by doing what dragons do. And she's going to do it at where there's the biggest group of people. So she's going to turn around and blow some coldness at... She can probably hit Ms. Garen and Zinkayla. The cone, right? It's a 300-foot cone. Holy shitballs.
Jesus.
So she can probably hit Haydn too then. I would say.
Depending on how
Yeah.
angles work. But
Yeah.
if it's
I'm a-
cold
I'm a-
damage...
I know it's not going to matter. I know it's not going to matter. She doesn't know that yet. She's about to though, but that's fine. Alright, so I need dexterity saving throws from anyone who can take cold damage. Because if you can't, it doesn't matter. I'm assuming Red Dragon
I'm
and
gonna use
Miz.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my 17 to make that a 20.
Okay.
Alright, sorry, rolling, because I used the dex from the dragon and I had to check it. Oh, shit. Uh, 18?
Those are both fails.
Oh.
Yeah, this
Alright.
This
This
is
is
a
a
big
this is
dragon.
this is a lot of dice. Hang on.
How many dice? Please tell us.
How many dice?
All the dice.
All
A
the
lot.
dice.
A handful. It's an actual handful. Quite exciting.
It's almost like a full
I
suite
make
of
the
chess
con
work.
check. Because to change the concentration check, I rolled a 17 on it, so I'm good.
Okay. Well, that depends on the damage.
Oh.
It's
If it
half
deals
the damage.
34, if it deals 36 or more damage, you lose concentration. Still.
It's a lot of big numbers. Um. uh, That is 92 points of cold damage.
So
If you're resistant, it's halved to 46.
7.
46. Which means for your con check, you need a 23.
I mean, I'm not a dragon anymore, so. I don't know how the damage works. Does Zinkayla take the damage, or does it
So
come
the
from the dragon first?
The dragon takes the damage because it's the damage that makes you do the con save. So the dragon takes 40. Are you resistant?
No, I hadn't got around to that yet.
Then 90. What did I say? 92.
Yeah, I mean, the dragon would have still been up.
Okay, then you're fine. So Zinkayla doesn't take any of the damage. But your concentration check, because it's a concentration spell, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you are not a dragon anymore. Miz? You up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks to all the assistance.
All the buffs.
Yeah.
Shape Change just took 92 damage for you, so...
Uh-huh. but that was also my only 9th level spell.
I mean, negating 92 damage feels like it's still probably worth it.
Okay.
It's okay.
So that was her breath weapon. She is now going to turn her attention to the fucker who beat the crap out of her. And go
Which
bite
one?
Artor.
Ardbeg. Ardbeg. And go bite claw. So,
Here we go.
first bite. Jesus. 20 something? 25.
Yep.
Second bite. 26.
Yep.
Claw. Oh no, other way around. Bite, claw. Claw, 28.
Yes, those all hit.
Alrighty.
Reaction. And I'll invoke the storm room, and I'll have that bite roll at disadvantage, please. And thank you.
That's now that was more. It was more. Alright, so first bite
Right, brother, I tried.
is pathetic. 14 piercing damage. And you'll be happy to know 16 force damage, which you're resistant to, I believe.
Yes.
Second bite.
You just got through my temporary hit points.
Second bite is 13 piercing and 13 force. Claw. God, this is so many dice, you guys, and my hands are shaking. Claw is 17 slashing, and I need you to make a... Oh no, you're grappled now. It has you in its claw. You can use an action on your turn to attempt to escape, but it is... You are in its claw. Grabbed in its hand.
Does that mean I will lose flanking advantage?
I think so, because if you are grappled, you... No. Grappled... Oh, and is restrained, so yes. You technically have disadvantage, so with flanking it'll be a straight roll when we get back to you.
Okay, but
Yes?
I can use do something about it on my turn.
You can attempt to break out of it, yes.
Okay.
It's a strength check. Strength save. I
That's
believe.
fine.
Strength save, yep. Okay. That's the dragon. Zinkayla.
Cool.
It is your turn.
Wait, doesn't Artor get a turn after Miz? He rolled like right behind Miz.
You got a turn after Miz, didn't you? Did I not give you a turn after Miz?
Did I miss? Did I like completely black out?
I feel like you attacked
You
the
got
dragon.
a turn. Everyone's only gotten one turn so far.
Yeah, it's been
right?
one round.
Okay. Gotcha.
It's
good,
just
we're
a
good.
really long round with a lot
I
of stuff
blacked out.
happening.
All good.
Yep, yep.
I'm gonna cast the Investure of Ice, so I'm immune for the next 10 minutes to cold damage.
Sweet.
And then Then let's see, what do I want to do? Bonus action, become a Triceratops.
Excellent. Triceratops. I have a token for that.
The only thing I could think of that you had a token.
How they're large or huge?
That's a good question. Let me check.
I can never remember.
They are huge.
Okay, there you go, Triceratopsy. You all are just watching this. Red dragon appears. 6 seconds later, it's Zinkayla. 3 seconds later, it's a Triceratops.
They can move 50 feet.
I'm just gonna move your Zinkayla token away again.
Yeah.
Having speed.
There we go.
Gotta move over this way.
Okay.
So we spread out some more. And that is her turn.
Lair action. Who wants to roll for it? I feel like Z should roll for it since I stole her dragon. Roll me a d4.
Okay. Oops. I don't know how to use this spot. 3.
Icicles fall from the ceiling. A lot of them. Kapow, 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 kapow. I need deck saves from everyone, please.
Not big money, no whammies. That's
Ooh.
I got a nat
a
20.
high number, but I don't know if it's high enough.
Twitch inspiration.
DM Garen has a 17 banked. He's going to use that for a total of 19 on his deck save.
Okay.
Because, clerics are not good at decks.
Yep. Haydn, what'd
notice?
you get?
19 as well.
D,
18.
what'd you get? Did you say 18? I thought you said you rolled a nat 20.
Shit.
No, that was somebody. That was somebody else.
That's me.
Ignore me. Artor?
Dirty 20.
Ardbeg.
What are we doing? Sorry.
Deck save.
Deck save.
Correct.
That is a 22.
Okay, so Ardbeg, Miz, and Artor succeed. The rest of you do not. But it's only 9 points of piercing damage. Halved if you succeeded.
I'll use my Shield Master reaction to take no damage.
Not a spell.
Sorry?
It's not a spell. Doesn't that
Right.
have to be a spell?
No, Shield Master is nothing to do with my Spellguard Shield. That's
Oh,
a
different thing.
feat.
Oh, you have
So
too many things.
Hey man, I built a well-rounded fighter.
Clarification, DM, is that just
Yes,
damage just falling? Is it just chunks of
Yes.
ice?
it's
So it-
literally like spears of ice.
It's mundane damage?
Yep.
Halved, thanks.
What was the total of it?
It was
9.
9, so 4 if you succeeded.
Okay.
It's not a lot. You're fine.
Garen takes 6.
Just a few piercies. Pew pew. All right. Half of 9 is 4.
Yes, but the feat I have is taking 3 points of damage off.
Oh, I
damage
see.
effect.
I
Yeah,
understand.
so 9
Okay.
minus 6. Yeah.
Cool. It is now the Frost Salamander's turn. So, this guy up here is gonna come running down because. Oh, hang on. Yep, that's right. Because
Yeah,
he
this is awesome.
is. What?
This is awesome. We're going to die.
She's shaking, like my hands are shaking. I'm like, I'm gonna kill him, and I want to, but I also don't want to. It's a difficult time to be me. I've lost my ruler. There it is. No. Come on, bro. It won't let me have a ruler.
That
Fucking
was a new
balls.
sticker. That sticker, that somebody. Difficult time to be me.
It is a difficult time to be me. I don't know why it won't let me have it. Oh, there we go. Okay. So. How far can you go before I measure this? Oh, shit. They're fast, bro. Okay. How do you do the thing where you, like, turn corners?
Right click while you're holding down, and
Oh.
it'll place a little like waypoint along the path.
Ha! So cool. Okay. It's gonna get to, like, Haydn, probably. But it'll have to use his dash to do it. Cool. This one, however, is going to easily be able to get to Ardbeg, coming out of this tunnel behind you. So, one is going to attack Artor, one is going to attack Ardbeg. Cool. Oh, shit. A salamander makes 5 attacks? 5 attacks! That's a lot of attacks. Okay. 4 claws, 1 bite. I don't think I did that last time.
No, I think you just did 3.
I did 3 because that's what the normal thing is. Okay, Artor. Claw 1. 15. Claw 2. Oh my god. Claw 3. Dirty 20?
Dirty 20 will hit.
Claw 4. 18.
Nope.
Bite. 21.
That'll hit.
The 1 claw, 1 bite hits you. So that is 7 points of piercing damage and 8 points of piercing damage and some cold damage, which you can ignore. Ardbeg.
Got it.
Claw 1. 25.
Hits.
Claw 2. 19.
Misses.
Claw 3, 19.
Misses.
Claw 4, less. Bite, natural 20.
Ha! Edmonton plate. Crits don't count.
Oh, hate you. Alright.
Hey,
Well-rounded fighter.
Hang on, we're gonna use my reaction. Ardbeg is surrounded in runes. Reroll, please.
It doesn't matter because his thing can't get it. This for the bite.
Yeah, I know. I just don't want him to hit him.
24.
Nah.
Alright, so the one claw attack that hits you is 9 points of piercing damage, and the bite is 8 points of piercing damage. Are you immune to cold right now?
Yes.
Okay, I won't bother rolling the cold then.
The
That's
dragon
the
dropped you.
Oh, that's a good point. The dragon
thought
has
the
you
dragon-
held.
How can the beastie attack him if the dragon?
More to the point.
Shut up.
More to the point. I have advantage on those attacks. Because he's restrained. No, we'll leave it where it is. I don't want to redo that whole thing. Alright, at this point, since the dragon has now done a breath weapon, you notice there's some of the sort of icy remnants from its breath that were all over the ground kind of form into beings of their very own. This one's gonna go after Haydn. Apparently they do slam attacks. That's fucking weird for something made of breath, but okay. So Haydn, 24.
Hit.
Second one at 20.
Definitely hits.
She waits for someone to do something about it. No? Cool! Moment has passed. Excellent. So the
Bane
first
does not have.
first attack is 8 points of bludgeoning damage. You have immunity to cold at the moment?
Yes.
Okay, and then the nat 20 will be 19 points of bludgeoning damage. I rolled like shit. Okay, and one will attack Miz.
Yeah, 'cause your dragon has a healing word, Ethan.
Oh, thank you, chat. I'll get to that in a minute. Let me finish
Cool.
my turn first. Thank you for the heads up.
You're welcome.
Alright, Miz, does a 18 hit you?
Yeah. I was gonna cast shield, but I'm gonna wait.
Okay. Second one is more than that. 20 something. Alright. So I'm gonna just roll it all at once because that's easier. You're not concentrating on anything right now? You don't need the damage flip?
No.
Cool. And 8 is 20 points of bludgeoning damage in total from both.
Okay.
Ardbeg,
Yes.
dirty 20?
Yeah, my AC is 20.
Missed on the second one though. Boring. 14 points of bludgeoning damage. Okay. Miz, it's your turn. I'm gonna heal my dragon while you.
Okay. Yeah, in the group chat, I'm just gonna be like, are we hell bent on killing everything still, or should I go look for the thing?
Look for the
Kill the
thing.
dragon.
Go look
Hopefully
for the
the
thing.
rest will fall when he does.
Yeah,
You can't.
I was
Miz
like-
can't. Yeah, kill the thing. Miz can't get to the thing anyways because it's behind a wall of ice. Kill the thing.
Oh, I can. But,
Oh, well, never mind. Artor doesn't know that.
If you can get to the thing, get to the thing. Through the
Alright.
through the group chat, I think.
Yeah. Okay, then
You
I
doing?
will dimension door, or I could think I can make it. Let me double check. With Misty Step, is that far enough to?
Yep. So
Okay,
the ice
hit pass.
kind of blocks the passageway. But the
Okay,
room
then I
itself is
will
fine.
use Misty Step to get in here.
Okay.
And then
You would need to be like here. I
okay.
think. Yeah. So just for
Um,
I'll draw the ice in. Hey, how about that? Oh yeah, there we go. It's like, oh no, that's not right. It's like this whole. I don't know why it's green. Just accept it.
Yeah, then I'm gonna just kind of start looking around for.
The Misty Step is a bonus action, correct?
Correct.
So make a investigation check. What are you looking for?
Anything with, I guess, wind symbolism.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Use my inspiration? My gosh, that's a lot of inspiration. Okay, well, I'm gonna use Mad Nose to make that a 10. So that makes it just a 13.
There's a lot of stuff in this room, and you are a bit thrown by this whole situation. It's very dangerous. You took a lot of damage in one shot. It's very hard to like focus your energies on what it is you're actually looking for.
Okay,
it's
and
a bit
that's my
overwhelming.
action, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Artor.
Okay. Well, growling in giant, Artor is just gonna more. Give me more, and he's gonna make 3 attacks.
Make a
With his
religion
hammer.
check.
Absolutely. Okay. That's an 18.
Okay, carry on.
Yep, 18. He is going to. Yep, he's gonna make his attacks. Mm-hmm. He's gonna make 3 attacks with his hammer.
Donnelly's conspiracy theorist self is going nuts in chat right now.
Oh, 18.
Misses.
Wait. No longer flanking with anybody because Ardbeg is restrained, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Correct.
30.
30 hits, yes.
And 24.
Hits.
Okay, so 2 hits. 10 bludgeoning magical and 16 magical bludgeoning.
Okay.
And anything around him that can take frost damage will take 23 points of frost damage, not halved, so however that halves.
Not your friends, right?
Nope, not my friends.
Okay.
He is going to... yeah. He's going to action surge.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, in giant, he is going to continue to... Now he's going to roar because he is a 32-foot giant.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to roar more. I give you this dragon. And he's going to attempt to grapple the dragon.
Okay. I guess that's a contested strength roll.
Contested strength or athletics?
Or athletics. Athletics.
Um.
Grappling is athletics
Hang on,
versus
hang on.
athletics or acrobatics.
I'm going with
I've
whatever.
used these
whatever
rules a
Jax
lot. I know
wants.
them by heart.
All right. Okay.
So that'll be a natural 20 for 38 because I'm using the banked 20.
It's Artor the Giant versus the Bulk Dragon, the Hulkamania. Who's gonna win tonight's title?
You said 28?
No, natural 20 for 38.
Oh, 38, sorry. I was like, I also rolled a 28. Alright.
No, that is a natural 20 for 38. And he wants to reach out and pull her head around and just keep that head. It's mine now.
Make a charisma save.
Charisma save?
Yes.
Okay.
If this is against charm or frighten, you have a
Nope.
+1.
Nope. It's not.
That's a 13.
As you grab hold of this dragon, she is made of coldness and ice and everything that is, frankly, the stuff that your god likes.
Oh, you have a crush. Cute.
And for just a second, your cold immunity wavers. Just wavers. In fact, I'm going to roll you just a little bit of damage for that, just to make the point. Take 8 points of cold damage.
Noted. Noted.
And you feel something change in the way your god perceives you.
Okay.
But you have the
Do I
dragon
need-
grappled.
Do I need to do the thing?
Yep.
Got it. Got it.
Damn it, man.
Cool.
Point of order.
Uh-huh.
Does the dragon being grappled end its grapple on Ardbeg?
It's really big. Artor has its head grappled, but it still has you in its claw.
Okay, that's cool. I just
Like
thought it might
a
have.
whole grapple inception going on here.
I just thought it might have needed to use both hands to fight the giant. So just checking.
Okay. Artor, do you have anything else?
That was action. Action surge. That depends. This change.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. Nope. Yeah. That'll be it.
Garen, you're up.
Awesome. DM, I don't know if you can see. I've just looked to put an aura on Garen. Can you make that viewable to everybody,
Yep.
or can everyone see that aura,
I can make
please?
it viewable. Hang on.
Awesome. Free action, draw Shadow's Justice. Bonus action, ignite Shadow's Sentence. That aura is Bless. Anyone who is close enough to that aura gets the effects of Bless without having to spend a spell slot, so that's quite nice. He will look to invoke opportunity attacks as he comes here and tries to help out a squatty brother. My attack action will be to swing Shadow's Justice at Big Girl, but he probably provokes opportunity attacks.
No, he won't because he's moving into. You didn't go into the range of. You haven't moved out of anyone's range.
Oh, perfect. Okay, then. So
Yeah.
I'll get the,
Is what
here.
I'm getting at.
Do I get flanking? Because she's still having to hold Mr. Ridley,
Well-
which is his new name. Ardbeg, Mr. Ridley.
Hang on. So the dragon is grappled.
Ooh, do I get advantage?
No, you don't.
Okay.
But I would say that you technically have flanking with Artor, I guess.
Oh, with Artor, cool. So I can
Yeah.
get advantage? Right.
Ardbeg is like in a dragon's claw right now.
David,
He's still
thank you.
stabbing at it.
Haydn,
Oh.
your next roll is a natural 20.
I'm sorry.
What did you do? No, it's just
You cut out.
I didn't hear you.
Smite, natural 20. Smite.
Yeah.
With advantage.
Do it.
A 12 and a 20. Please hold. You don't need damage broken down, eh? They're not
Only if it's cold.
resistant to anything? Only if it's cold. Okay.
Don't include the cold, basically.
Yeah.
She's immune to cold. Actually, I was going to say she's immune to a fuck ton of. Oh no, not grapple though. Of conditions, but not.
That's 32.
I love how Laura just keeps healing the dragon. I love you, Laura.
Just gonna dump a 4th level spell onto that smite. Is that 40 points? Ed? No, or is that 40 points or 45 points?
For what? Sorry?
I'm
What
gonna
do
dump a 4th level smite into the. radiant damage, yeah.
It's
Fourth
a
level
number
smite.
of dice thing, I think.
Would be 5 dice, right? Because it's 2d6
5,
base
that's
plus 1
40.
for each level above.
Yeah, that's 40, and then 5d8. It's rubbish damage, okay. So we've got 43, 103 points of damage smite. That's 40,
Okay.
30,
I believe you.
32
It's fine.
magical slashing, 11 radiant and necrotic, and oh no, that's double 2. That's 22. Hold on, 22. That turns that to 54. Okay, 54. 114 points of damage total.
Okay.
Oh,
Amazing.
Radiant.
Okay.
Radiant
Okay.
54 off the blade.
Awesome. Nice
We're
work.
gonna do a lot less.
It's cool. She's beginning to look a little cut up.
You might just be in the aura there as well. Ardbeg for Bless will give you a D4 for your save to get out of the grapple.
I don't know. Not quite. Alright. Frost Giants. I'm just gonna keep artering, I think.
Oh, one last thing, DM. I had a healing word. I'll take that too. That's 6 points.
Ah,
Thank
yep.
you, Jack.
Sweet. Alright. Let's just shovel this guy over a bit. Alrighty. Artor. These Frost Giants are gonna smack you a few times. Number 1 is an 18. Number 2 is a 18. Number 3 is an 18. Come on, something else. Natural 20.
immune to crits.
God damn it. Alright. That is... No, that's a d20, you dumbass. 17 points of slashing damage from the one that actually landed.
Gotcha.
Ardbeg!
Yes.
So your attacks have disadvantage unless you wish to use your action to escape.
What I'd like to do is try and do something cool.
I like it when people try to do something cool.
I want to use my channel divinity
Mm-hmm.
and invoke nature's wrath
Uh-huh.
to cause spectral vines to spring up and nab me out of the dragon's clutch, and I will choose to fail the dex saving throw for the vines to get me.
Hang on. I have to look at this thing.
Yoink!
Feel like there's gonna be a contested strength check between the vines and the dragon. What is this? Channel divinity. Where am I finding this? Channel divinity. Cause picture. It will be a contested strength check between the dragon and the vines.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like the vines DC is 17,
It is.
so the dragon just has to roll higher than 17.
It's worth a shot.
It is worth a shot, especially with my dice being what they are. Oh wait, no, look, I have an 11 banked. I'm going to use that, which will give me a 21.
Yeah.
That was a good try. Channel divinity is a action?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Do you still have a bonus action?
Can I let me just look at something real quick. I wasn't planning on doing this right now. Oh, where's it gone? Oh, there it is. No, I can't do anything. That's my turn. That's my turn.
That's your turn? Okay.
Yep.
Haydn.
Alright. I've been thinking about what I want to do.
Actually,
and I
just
still have
quickly.
no clue.
Sorry. I did find the thing I was looking for. Can I use my bonus action to second wind just to get some hit points back?
Yes. Absolutely, you
cool.
can. Yep.
Cool.
Cool. Yes. Haydn, go.
All right, Haydn will bonus action planar warrior, marking the big dragon,
Mhm.
and will run up here, taking the
Mhm.
attack of opportunity.
2. Oh no, 1. That is a salamander claw is a 24.
Hit. I was really hoping it would miss,
That's a
because now I
whopping.
need to roll a concentration check, which definitely succeeds with a nat 20.
Nice.
Nope, hang on. Reaction. Hayden's surrounded by runes. I need a reroll on that attack, please.
Oh yeah, and Haydn has a
Hiya.
reaction too. Okay,
Hiya.
Haydn has a reaction as well. Haydn will silvery barbs, magically distract the triggering creature, whenever a creature within 60 feet succeeds on a roll. Reroll it, basically. Reroll it, and
Even higher. My dice are like, fuck you.
it still takes the lowest, but that sucks.
None of them were 20s, but it just went.
And Ardbeg, you get advantage on your next roll.
6 points of piercing damage from the
Thank you.
ix
salamander.
points.
That's not
Again,
much.
it's not much,
I know. That's the
but it
concentration
gets rid of my
check.
damn nat 20. Alright, well, in that case, Hayden's gonna do his dumb idea that I didn't try earlier because... Oh, but he used his reaction. So I guess he's just gonna hit the dragon.
The big
Still
one,
gets
I
planar
assume.
warrior. You know what? I'll go for it. Great Weapon Master, -5 to hit, plus 10 damage.
Okay.
That is a 21.
Misses.
Or God's blessing
Alright.
plus in reaction used. That becomes
There we
a
go.
31 to hit.
It's a 31.
31 to hit. Alright.
Nobody needs this today.
So, and he will use tripping attack. Probably won't do anything because it's immune to prone, but it adds a damage die.
Fair enough.
That is. That's 40 force damage.
You know what I keep forgetting to do? Legendary actions. Sorry, carry on. Is it your turn?
And then second
done?
attack,
More? Oh, there's more. Yes.
that is 24 to hit. No Great Weapon Master on that one.
Cool.
Does the 24 hit?
Yes. Oh, sorry. I thought you meant 24 damage. My bad. Yep.
Nope, 24 to hit.
I'm very stressed, and everything is harder than
This
usual.
will be significantly more underwhelming than the last hit. Yeah, that's 18 magical slashing.
Cool.
And because I realized I moved him just a little too close, he's gonna just teleport to there, get 10 feet away from it.
I didn't see the way you went. Oh, just away.
Just
Okay.
a little bit. Still within 10 feet of it, just a little bit away, just in case it matters. For
At the
anything.
end of your turn, it's going to do Arcane Spears again. So we're going to hit, I guess, all the boys. Because they've been smacking him around. Smacking her around. My apologies. So, Artor, you don't get a save on this. It just happens. Take 11 points of force damage. Garen, take 15 points of force damage.
There's 3.
Ardbeg, take
Oh, no,
it's
just-
magic. It's
just-
magical
yeah.
force. So,
Sorry, my apologies. Yep, I take that. Yep.
who did I say? Ardbeg.
Hmm.
11. And who have I not done? Haydn. 13. Please and thank you.
Alright, concentration does hold on
Cool.
enlarge.
And it is now her turn. Let's see if she gets her breath weapon back. She does not. So, he is going to... Jeez. she's gonna use them all on Artor because he's holding her, and she doesn't dig that. So she's gonna do some bitey. So 1 bite, 2 claws. How do you feel about a 24? Can't hear you, but I'm assuming that hits.
Yeah, that hits.
Claw will be more, like
A
30
13.
something.
Claw will be 13.
Oh, on the die? Cool.
Yeah.
Then it's a 20 something.
That's fine. It
1.
still hits.
And the second claw will be more than that.
Okay.
I think it's quite hard for her to miss. So you will take 20 points of piercing damage and 21 points of force damage from her bite.
Artor's
And-
not looking great, y'all.
And then from the claws, you will take 17 slashing. And technically she now has you grappled in her other claw, so you have like a co-grapple going on there.
She
don't
can
even
grapple
know.
huge.
Oh no, that's true. Oh yeah, if the target is huge or smaller.
Nice.
It's big. And the second one is 24 slashing.
So now she can't grapple. She can't claw anymore because two
She's
people are
got
grappled,
2
right?
claws, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Interesting.
Okay. And she didn't get her breath weapon. Okay, yep. That is her for now. That brings us to Zinkayla.
How bad is rough, Artor?
A scale of 1 to 193, about where is he?
How does Artor do?
He may not survive another round.
He's certainly bloody dry.
Okay. Well, in that case, you could do. Sorry, hold on. One moment, please.
Wait, we have 2 healers?
Okay. I'm
Yeah,
gonna go
Druid.
back here. I know she can get an attack of opportunity. I'm assuming, because I moved out of her
Oh,
range.
yes, she does. She's
That's
gonna,
why
I guess, try to hit you with her tail because all her other limbs are currently busy. So that is a 32.
Oh
I'm gonna
yeah, that
assume that hits you.
yeah. By like almost triple. Poor little Triceratops.
23 points of bludgeoning damage, and I need you to make a strength save.
Okay, let me see. Alright,
As her tail
alright.
swipes at you.
The 23.
Not enough.
Oh my!
She knocks your Triceratops self over. You are prone, which means you don't get away. You're lying on your side where she smacked you.
Can I use like half my movement to get
Yeah,
up from
You can do that. Yes.
Okay, and then I move the 25 feet away
Do you have 50 feet of movement?
as a Triceratops. yes.
Amazing. Okay, cool.
Alright, I'm gonna drop being a Triceratops and
I
cast.
just mentally, I'm like, she smacks this Triceratops who falls over and immediately hops to its feet and just skedaddles. Amazing. Sorry, using Kayla now.
Yep, and then at 6th level, gonna cast Heal so Artor gets 90 HP back.
Fantastic, thank you.
Go Druids!
Oh, he's looking much better.
Turn that frown
Excuse
upside
me,
down.
at 8th level. Yeah, 8th level, do that. And then cantrips are bonus actions. So, gonna try and produce flame at the druid.
Okay.
I'm assuming an 18 doesn't hit.
No. It does
Yeah.
not.
That's her turn.
Okay. It's lair action time. I feel like who wants to roll it this time? Okay, go for it. Well, 1d4, please.
1d4.
Mhm.
That is a 3.
At 3 more icicles from the ceiling. Kapow, kapow, kapow.
Woo!
Can I get dex saves? Miz, you don't have to do one because it doesn't happen in the Horde. It only happens in the main lair. So the rest of you need to make dexterity saves for me, please. With disadvantage if you are grappled.
Doesn't. Oh, disadvantage, damn it.
I doubt Garen can pass, even over 20,
Yeah.
which he didn't roll. At
This is
14,
a lair.
dex save.
It's a lair attack, so it's not one of her. Like the DC is lower than when she does things.
14, probably not.
Can I use
14
my
fails.
Can I use my Twitch inspiration to mitigate the disadvantage?
You can re-roll it with your Twitch inspiration if you want to.
At disadvantage.
No, just
Still.
re-roll another die.
Oh, that's much better. Yes. That is
Yes.
a. That is 21 to save.
Yes, that saves. Artor, what you got?
That's a whopping 7.
Okay, that fails. Zinkayla, what you got?
18.
That fails. Haydn, what you got?
15.
That
For another
fails. So, we're gonna take some piercing icicle damage. This is mundane, just being stabbed with ice damage, so you can do the things. That is 10 points of piercing damage. Alright,
Can I say that Ardbeg got his shield evasion for half on the save?
alright. Yes.
Cool.
I guess. I don't know if grappled restrained would affect that, but I'm gonna just say yes because I can't be bothered looking it up. Cool! Frost Salamanders! We've got one on Artor, one on Haydn, and one on Ardbeg. So. Alrighty, let's go. Artor, you're first. Claw number 1 is a 19.
Just hits.
Claw number 2 is a 15. Claw number 3 is a 20-something, so that'll hit, yes? Claw number
Yep.
4 is a natural 1. Claw number 5 is a 17.
Nope.
So 2 of them hit you. Bite is a 19 on the die, so
Just hits.
20-something.
Yep.
Alright, so 2 claws hit you, so that will be 15 piercing damage. And the bite hit you, so that will be 7 piercing damage and some cold that you don't feel. That's your one. Ardbeg!
Yes.
This guy has advantage on you because you're restrained and grappled. Oh wait. Artor, it doesn't matter. First claw. 20...
If it's
3.
over 20, it hits. Yep.
Okay. Second claw. 15.
Miss.
Third claw. 20-something.
Yep.
Fourth claw. Oh my god. Fifth claw. A lot. Bite. 25.
Yes.
So 3 claws. I rolled 2 ones on the damage. 21 points of piercing damage. And
Say again, I didn't get 21.
21. And 9 points from the bite of piercing damage. You're immune to cold, aren't you?
Yes.
Cool. Haydn. Up. Claw 1 is probably not going to hit you with a 13.
Nope.
Claw 2 is a dirty 20.
Doth hit.
Claw 3 is a 18. God. Come on! Claw 5 was a 21.
Yep.
So 2 claws hit you. The bite is a 24.
Yep.
So 2 claws is 19 piercing damage.
Can I get that separated for
It'll be
Constitution.
11 and 8. And then the bite is 6 piercing damage.
I'm gonna use Twitch Inspiration to re-roll that,
Okay.
and concentration holds.
Okay. Okay. These animated breaths. This guy's gonna come at Garen. This guy's gonna come at Haydn. So we've got a Haydn, a Garen, and an Ardbeg. Slam slam. Haydn. 23.
Yep.
And another 23. Yes. I've lost my d8s. There. Alright. 13 on the first one. 12 on the second one. Garen the Blessed.
Concentration holds.
Cool. Garen.
Huzzah.
22 on the first one to hit.
Oh, yes.
Only 10 on the second one though, so I'm guessing that doesn't hit you.
It does not.
Only 9 points of bludgeoning damage. I would
Is
just
this
like to point.
considered mundane?
Yes, they're just smacking you
Cool. Sweet.
with like their tails or something. I don't know what they're.
Nice.
Oh no,
So
these
that'll
are the
be-
animated breaths. I don't know why it's a slam attack. It seems weird to me, but that's what it is.
Okay.
Alright. Ardbeg. $24.
Yep.
And more. First one is 13. Second one is also 13. Be glad you're all immune to cold, because all these creatures also do cold damage. That I'm just
Yeah, and
ignoring.
we're already in really rough shape.
I'm just saying. That was a
Even
smart
with
move, coming immune to cold. Good job. Okay. Ms. You are in the Horde, all by yourself.
Mhm.
What would you like to do?
Okay, so just a reminder, if I... Never mind, that doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to... We've already established that the ice is see-through, correct?
Yep.
So I can cast spells that need me to see the dragon?
It's opaque.
Okay.
So it's like looking through. I mean, that's a good 10 feet of ice. If you're looking through a 10 feet of ice, it's kind of see-through. You can sort of see the movement and stuff, but I would say probably not enough to be able to cast spells through it. No.
Okay. Then... Interesting. Okay. Then I'm going to do... as a reminder, okay, then because I have to do this other thing. So, I can do a quicken spell as a bonus action, and then can I use a wand
Yep.
as my action? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Then I'm gonna do. I don't know how to say the first word, but Psychic Lance. At the dragon. Which is an intelligence saving throw of 19.
That does not need sight.
Correct. So if I say its name or whatever, then it doesn't.
Gotcha.
mean-
All right.
Yeah.
Intelligence saving throw.
Correct.
That is a 24.
Okay. Why is it? It still takes half, I believe. Sorry. Yeah. So half is whatever this decides to show.
Laura just put the dragon back into 3 digits. I'm just saying.
I can't read that. That 36 psychic damage.
36. Cool,
Yeah.
Cool. So halved because she saved.
Thank
Correct.
you. Ardbeg has another natural 20.
Nice.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So
Thank you, whoever that was.
That was Nick, I believe.
Yep,
Cheshire
Nick.
Monkey. I think
Okay.
that's Nick.
Thank you, Nick. You're the best. And for the children.
For the children. Awesome.
Not for my character that I really don't want to die.
Okay, that was
Okay, yep.
that was quickened for a bonus action. Then I'm gonna use my wand of magic detection in here,
Okay.
and I would like to spend whatever time I have left just like shoving whatever magical items pop up on my person in any pockets or my arms or whatever, just in case we have to leave.
Roll a D12 for me.
Alright. That's a 6.
A 6. Alright. Cool. Okay. You have 6 random things.
Okay.
We'll roll for which things later.
I think that's it.
That's all you're doing? Okay, cool. I love how Miz is like, okay, I'm in here, I'm just gonna take everything. Maybe one of
Seems
them will
very
be the right thing. I don't know. Alright. That brings us to Artor.
Okay. He's gonna maintain that grapple.
Mhm.
Oh, what is... While holding it, he is going to attempt to stab it.
Okay.
Three times with his flame tongue longsword.
Okay. Those are, I guess, straight rolls because she has you grappled and you have her grappled.
Yeah.
She's like got you in a claw trying to pull you off her. Yeah.
That is 27 to hit.
That hits.
24 to hit.
Yep.
And I'm gonna use Twitch Inspiration to re-roll that because that was a 4. That was a 21 to hit.
That misses.
Okay, that's alright. That's alright. So that was 2 hits.
Reaction, War God's Blessing 31. No one misses today.
Ooh!
Has it been
Alright.
a whole round since your last reaction?
Oh, that's a very good question. I don't know.
Wasn't
don't
that
think
Haydn?
so.
I don't think it has.
Yeah.
He used it on Haydn.
Unfortunately.
If
Yeah. So no,
unless Garen is
Alright.
before Artor in initiative, it would
no.
be.
Garen is next,
Well-
in fact. So
Technically, they happen simultaneously, don't they? Because they're on the same. But yeah, you're right. I don't have it back. My apologies.
Yep. So that
the
is...
two hit.
That's alright. That's 22 points of magical slashing.
Okay. She's looking hurt.
And 10 points of fire.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. She gets an additional 6 points of slashing.
Yeah.
And you know what? Feeling that new chill,
Uh-huh.
he's gonna hex her.
Okay.
We'll go with strength ability checks.
Okay. Is there a save against that?
Nope.
Okay.
The dragon. Oh, there's no strength. Never mind.
Yeah, nope.
Okay.
She's just hex. Any ability checks has disadvantage.
Cool. Your first one should have been a nat 20. They've just pointed out.
Oh, did I have a...
I think you had one that you didn't use.
Yeah,
Or did you
I
use
had
it?
a nat... No, I had a nat 20 banked, but I already used it.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But I believe someone donated one to. Yeah, no, that was Ardbeg. Never mind.
Yep, nope,
Yeah.
that was to Ardbeg.
Alright, cool. Just making sure. Sorry, it's really hard to keep up. Alright. Cool. That's you?
That's me.
Garen, you're up.
I'll just hold this so I remember I've got my reaction back because I might need it. Otherwise, I'll forget whether I do or don't have a reaction. That's probably a
If you're holding the pom pom, you have a reaction.
yeah. I've got a reaction. I've been. Looks like I've been gifted another healing word. Thank you, chat. So I'll just take that
Cool.
now. Oh, that's good.
And I have to add Artor.
Garen.
Huh.
You're not for
Yeah.
like there are still some frost giants.
Okay. So,
Okay.
can I? What will we look to do? There's so many things we can do, but we will try this. I will use my bonus action to invoke the rune that Artor gave me. I misread it originally. DM, I couldn't have interjected, even though it didn't work. So bonus action now. I've got it for a minute. I can now use my reactions to do all sorts of fuckery. Technically, can Garen move there? Is that still part of, or is that still part of Dragon?
Technically in the dragon space, but I mean Artor's
okay.
also in the dragon space. But then Artor is actually in the dragon space right now, so that's fair. Puppy!
So is that a? Just
Sorry, distracted by puppy.
Oh.
Anyway, yes.
oh, puppy. So is that cool to be there, or do you want me to put him back?
Now you can be there. Fuck it.
Okay, that just gives Ardbeg the bless aura. That was all. Oh
Ah.
yeah, puppy, cool.
A real puppy. She's only 9 months old.
And then action, I'll just swing. Do I still have my flanking with Artor on Big Dragon?
I guess so. Yeah. You can tell she doesn't have many hit points left because I'm just like, yeah, what the fuck? Do what you want. Yep, go for it.
Alright,
Let's go.
let's go. Oh. Can we just pretend momentarily that Garen is Ardbeg? Because I crit on a 19 in that case, which would be really good. No?
I mean,
Okay.
you can pretend all you like, but the damage won't be critical damage.
Fair. That is fair.
Ardbeg, you got a healing word
Oh, beautiful.
from your fake wife. Since your real wife
Real-
doesn't care about D&D.
Real fake wife.
31 to hit. I
That
will
hits,
drop
yes.
I'll drop in a smite at spell slot checks. You know, you think you've got all these spell slots, and then you count them, and you go, actually, that's not as many as you thought originally. At 5th level, so we'll do a bunch of radiant damage as well. So 8.
Please pause for maths.
Yes, yeah. Please pause for maths. 17 off the 17 and 7. 24? 17 and 7, yeah. 24 off the blade, and then smite. Might be faster rolls. $36 radiant damage.
On top of the 24?
Top. Yeah.
Garen the Blessed, can you please tell me all your titles?
Oh no.
You killed a dragon.
All of the titles?
Your full title.
His Royal Highness, the Prince Regent, Garen, Curtmantle of Sandstone, Knight of Somalia, Battle Priest, Medic of the Gallant Horde,
Dragon Slayer.
and Dragon Slayer, huzzah!
As
Yeah!
the dragon goes down.
Huzzah!
As the dragon goes down, the animated breaths disappear, but the other creatures do not.
The dragon got a
Well.
healing word.
Healing words don't cure dead things.
If Artor can back away, Haydn has something to deal with the other guys.
I'm gonna just do this because I feel like her body should be relevant. Because it's a lot of dragon. There's a lot of dragon going on there.
Artor is absolutely going to try and hold that dragon
wait,
up.
we're
It's-
still in initiative at this point.
Yep.
So, Garen, do you wish to do anything else in your turn?
No, the
This
bonus action was to
dragon
get the rune.
crashes to the ground before you. Dead.
Well, maybe just for flavour, I'll use my movement to get back a bit so I don't get squished. But other than that,
That's
I've
fair.
used my bonus action and I've used my attack. So actually, he's done. I still need to
Cool.
hold my reaction.
Amazing.
Huzzah! We killed a dragon. That is amazing.
Meanwhile, the frost giants are going to wail on Artor a bit. Because that's a thing they can do. So... Oh, you're no longer grappled, by the way. Ardbeg, make a dex save for me.
With pleasure. Dirty 20.
Alright, you managed to land despite being flung from the claw of this dying beast.
Oh, I could just fly.
Oh yeah, that's less dramatic. Anyway, Artor. 25.
Hits.
Natural 1. 16.
Nope.
17.
Nope.
I'm not very good at this today. They're apparently discombobulated by the fact that the dragon is dead. So you only take a mere... $25 points of slashing damage. Ardbeg.
Yes.
Dragon's dead. Still some creatures roaming about.
It's really annoying because I had some cool shit lined up for that dragon. Never mind.
It had some cool shit
Fair.
too.
You did 300 points of damage to that fucking dragon in one turn. So, you know.
But I don't get the title of Dragon Slayer, despite all that. Never mind. Ego kills talent, so it doesn't matter. Ardbeg is going to turn to the...
We slay the dragon.
What was that?
We
Just
slay the dragon. Team
kill-
effort.
This guy here.
Yep.
This guy gets a crit
Yep.
on him because of my nat 20.
Oh
from
yeah, you have a
Nick.
net.
And it's going to take a lot of damage. So it takes 47 slashing damage and 9 radiant. It's still up after that?
It's a brand new one. Came out of the corridor.
Okay, that's cool. It needs to make a whiz save, and that save is a 5.
Okay. That means it gets a 5.
Okay, so it's paralyzed. So the next two
Cool.
attacks on it are automatically crits.
Uh-huh.
So that is 38 slashing
Yep.
and 9 radiant.
Uh-huh.
And then the next attack is 44 slashing and 8 radiant.
It's no longer fresh to the battle. It's in quite a lot of pain now. And paralyzed, which sucks.
Cool.
That's you.
Bonus action.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, okay. Yep.
Bonus action. Let's go with Toll the Dead.
Okay.
So it
That's
automatically fails that, right? Because it's paralyzed.
Oh. Depends.
Well, it's a 17 whiz save.
Wisdom save. I don't see why being paralyzed would make a difference.
Okay.
Dex, yes. I don't know. I don't know the rules anymore. That's a
Paralyzed auto fails Dex and strength saves.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, 17.
It rolled a 17.
It did.
Okay, that passes then. Fuck it. That's my turn.
Okay. Haydn.
Okay.
Do it.
Haydn is-
Do it. Just do it.
How is Artor looking?
Do it.
He got
Is he
healed.
bloodied?
He got healed by the druid.
Is he bloodied?
He's triple digits.
That doesn't answer my question, but I assume
Do
that
what you gotta do,
he
Haydn.
has enough. Haydn is going to reach into his shirt, pull 7 beads off of his necklace,
Pull the pin.
and throw it right here. And that is a 9th level fireball.
Cool. Cool.
Whoa!
Yep. What? That's a dex save?
Dex
Mhm.
save, DC 15.
Alright.
So,
How far does it go?
Hey,
So it'll hit
20 feet from where I throw it.
so it'll hit
It'll
you,
hit this whole group, basically.
including you.
But Haydn has some stuff to help with him, at least.
Okay.
And Artor was yelling, "Do it, just do
Yeah,
it."
he
in
was,
his,
you're right.
In his head.
So the first Frost Salamander rolled a 17.
Success.
The second Frost Salamander did not succeed. The first Frost Giant... Ooh, definitely did not succeed. The second Frost Giant rolled a natural 1. So one Salamander, the first Salamander succeeded, the others do not.
Okay.
Artor, how'd you do?
He's not gonna roll. He took his banked 17, got a dirty 20.
Okay, cool.
Alright, so that succeeds. Haydn succeeds with a 23. And
Mhm.
Haydn is also going to reaction use Absorb Elements at 3rd level. So he's
Mhm.
also resistant to fire damage.
Yep.
Technically, I think it's for the rest of the round, but I don't think that'll matter.
Okay, roll some damage. Let's see what this
Yes,
enormous
yes. Okay. So, rolling it digitally, and there's an extra die because for some reason it won't let me actually do it at 9th level.
Nope, all good.
So that's 49.
49 points of damage.
49 points of damage.
Cool.
So
Halved on save,
24.
24 on save, and then
Cool.
Haydn takes 12 because he's also resistant for this round.
It does not
So
in
is
fact
Artor.
kill any of them.
Yeah, but
Oh.
Haydn can deal with that next round with his attack. And concentration holds on enlarge.
Cool.
And now,
Artor also takes 12.
and
Cool.
Haydn's glaive is now glowing at the end. My next attack, before the end of my next turn, deals an extra 3d6 fire.
Cool. That's your turn.
That is my turn.
Zinkayla.
Cool. Man, do I really want to do that? Because that seems so wasteful now, because he did that. I was gonna firestorm them.
Do it! Do it!
Well,
it.
and
Haydn's resistant. Artor's
Artor's
but
resistant.
I could avoid you, or I can kill and heal. You know?
What are you doing?
Hmm.
Make a decision.
I'm going to do Wither and Bloom at 7th level.
Okay.
So let me cast. So it's a 19 con save.
Oh, okay. On
rolls
all of them.
a 4.
Who rolls a 4?
Everyone but the far salamander.
Okay. Who rolls a
Yeah.
4?
Let's see. Giant rolls a 4.
Okay. So one salamander. No. Giant. That might actually save. Con. So one of them rolls a 23.
Save.
The other two fail.
Okay, it's 30 for the people who didn't save and 15 for the one who saved. Then Artor gets 5 plus 1 hit die worth of HP back.
That's awesome.
They're all looking hurt, but they're all still technically up.
Alright, and then gonna produce flame the furthest one, so... oh, no. 26 to hit the closest frost giant to her.
The closest fast giant. Yes, that hits.
Uh-huh. Let me double check the damage, excuse me. 8. That would be 12 fire damage.
That is enough to kill him.
Cool.
Nice.
I'm just gonna make a way that way. Boop. That is her
Cool.
turn.
I'm gonna say the lair doesn't lair without the dragon because. Right, Frost Salamanders, Ardbeg, Haydn, and Artor again. All the claws and the bites. So, Ardbeg.
Your one's paralyzed, remember?
Oh yeah. Okay, never mind. Haydn. I'm gonna assume they can't if they're.
And
But
and
does it get to resave or something?
Well, you tell me because oh yes, they make another save at the end of each of their turns.
Okay, we'll get to that. So the Frost Salamander by Haydn is gonna try and hit him. So that is a 25.
AC is 20, just for brevity's
Okay.
sake.
No.
Roll with disadvantage,
No.
and I'll use my reaction.
I love that your reactions are pom pom. Is that just for one of them? Or re-roll
Yeah.
the one that hit? That's what that is, right?
Reroll that 20. Reroll that 25 at disadvantage, please.
That's a dirty 20. Dirty 20.
Just hits.
So we're on 4.
Reaction. Reroll that, please.
Oh my god. That was a 17 on the die.
That one misses.
No, it's on the die. So it's actually a
Oh, on
20
the
something.
die.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely hits.
Alright. That was another dirty 20 on the 4th one. And a miss on the 5th one. And the bite is not going to hit you. So. The first one will be. Oh, they're both the same. 8 and 8. So 16 total. 8 and 8 for the two
Alright.
claws.
Concentration holds on.
Wait.
Thing. Haydn is starting to look rough.
Artor. 18.
Nope.
19.
Yep.
More. Less. Less. More. 3 hits. Bite is dirty 20. So the claws are 24. No, 23. Piercing. And the bite is 8 piercing.
Got it.
Ms.
So the camera just goes over to Miz, who's stuffing her pockets with things, and on the psychic chat, she's like, "Are you guys alive still? I don't know. I heard some loud noises, and then I don't know."
Massive crashing noise of a
Yeah.
really large dragon falling to the ground.
Yeah,
Are
and
you
then, like-
making any effort to identify anything in particular, or are you just shoving as many magic things into your pockets as you can?
As many magic things. I only have identify once from a thing, so yeah.
Haydn will reply through the group chat if he can. Yes?
Yeah,
You can?
go for it. As long as you're not going to do an essay. Like, if it's
Dragon
quick,
is-
yes.
Yeah, Dragon is dead, doing cleanup.
Cool. Artor, bring us home.
Oh. He's
Bring
gonna
us
drop
home,
the
baby.
He's gonna drop that dragon's head, and it's going to be a disdainful like, you're trash.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to turn on the. Yeah, he's gonna turn on the giant as the next big thing, and he is just going to wail with his hammer. Bonus action Hex is gonna go on one of the salamanders around Haydn. Yep.
Cool.
It'll be strength ability checks again.
Mhm.
So let's see. That's a 27.
To hit, yes.
Yep.
Yes, definitely. This ain't no
22 to hit.
dragon. Yep.
Okay.
You might want to
And
do
20.
these separately because he doesn't have a lot of hit points left after all that fire went on.
Oh, okay. So.
So do the first one and then we'll see how we go.
Yep. So 27. He takes 10 points of magical bludgeoning. And 14 points of explosive cold. So 7 points.
No, oh yes, he takes cold. Yes, sorry. Yep.
Okay. Second hit
He is still
was
up
what
here.
did I? What did I
It
say
was a
second
hit.
hit was?
It was a hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
He takes 12 points of magical bludgeoning.
That is all you needed. He's down.
Cool. Explosion of cold doesn't matter. Doesn't deal any damage to the salamanders. Correct?
Nope. Correct.
Cool. He's gonna turn and look at the salamander, and he is going to take his third attack against it. Yeah, that's a hang on advantage because flanking. Yeah, 25.
Yep.
That's going to be 14 points of magical bludgeoning. And I think that's all of his turn.
Cool.
Oh wait, hang on. Hex deals extra damage. Sorry.
New class, Sudis.
Right. Where to go? There it is. Deals 4 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
I think that's it. Yep.
Garen the Blessed.
In the group chat, we're looting good today.
Realize I do have it identified, so just so you know.
Garen the Blessed will, through the group chat, Haydn, beseech the North Winds. We need to find this plaything. He will free action drop his shield. Interaction, pull out the Staff of Healing. Action, time to do some mass healing for all of our sick buds.
Sick buds. Did you just call them sick buds?
Yeah, the sick
So,
BUD, sick buddies. All of his hurt mates.
That makes more sense.
All of his
Hands up all those who heard but.
And I'm just checking distance. I think I can get everybody. Well, not Zinkayla. I think Zinkayla's too far away.
I think she's fine. She was a Triceratops very recently.
Okay, it was a dragon, then a triceratops.
Yeah, I'm good.
Depending on range, Haydn might be out as well. He's 35 feet.
We've got some movement, so we can just do a little steppy to about here, and that should get everyone.
Just to jump to the left.
Yeah, and then a step to the right,
Put your hands on your hips. I mean,
and then you can pull your knees in tight. Yeah. I mean, we can sing. I don't mind, but we'll get a TNC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I live in the hometown of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Just saying.
Do you? Oh, yes, you do.
really?
100%.
I didn't-
Richard
I didn't
O'Brien
realize that
came
came-
from Hamilton, New Zealand. It explains
25.
a lot when 25 points of healing to all the peeps.
Yes,
Nice.
to all peeps.
All right, folks. We are running long, so I'm going to say for expedience that we're going to just dismiss all the other creatures, because I'm pretty sure you guys have got this at this point. Is that cool with everyone?
Oh,
I know,
that's
I
something
know.
cool to do.
Describe it narratively.
Describe it narratively, but quickly.
Ardbeg swings Aiden's cannon off his shoulder and just blasts the dude in front of him with a fucking wall of fire.
Excellent. He melts. Just because we are running long and Adam has plans this afternoon, so we can't run too long, otherwise he's going to just shut us down. So,
And
we will
Haydn
say
will
that-
respond
yes.
to the battle priest, but we're not sure if this item is for him, and I don't think we should call out to him saying we found his item if it's not going to him. Them. I don't know.
I think the Northwind is I don't know if the Northwind is a person so much as a primordial entity.
Ben,
Still,
I don't think winds have genders.
still, probably best
So-
we just
It
take
doesn't
it all
matter.
and
We're taking everything from the
sort
horde.
through it.
Ardbeg wants to bash through the ice with Seeker.
It's like 10 feet thick.
The cannon.
Can huge
Cannon.
can huge Swolthor come over with his hammer and break down the wall?
I mean, yes, but it would take a long time. It's a lot of ice.
Yeah.
It's a lot of ice.
Haydn will ask, I can teleport through there if Ms. can. I recognize that spell. I have that. If I can have all the people comfortable with me handling their bags of holding, I have my own, but this is a large dragon. It probably has a large horde. If you'll permit me, I will teleport through, take the bags of holding, and just shove everything in.
Yep.
Ardbeg's going to tell Miz through the voice chat to get out of the way, and he's going to use the cannon again and
Okay.
fire.
Minutes later, I assume.
Sorry?
5 minutes later.
Yeah, 5 minutes
Yep.
later.
Mhm.
He's going to fire a hole through the ice with the fire
Alright.
cannon.
Okay, that I will
'Cause-
allow.
Because
it's fire.
he's getting his own bag of holding. This day is the sort of day he's been dreaming of his whole life. So
Same.
Okay.
Also, I was gonna say, Miz has enough to do identify 18 times so we can make sure we get what we came for.
Okay.
Or we
So
can
if-
take everything,
Take
hand it
it.
over to the lady
That's
for
assuming
inspection
that
like
it
we
was
normally
here, but-
do.
One of these things is the thing you want.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
I think we need to make sure we've got the thing, otherwise we technically fail the mission.
Correct.
And I
Yes.
don't know how we confirm we've got the thing. That's what I'm trying.
Yeah, there's given this is a very large dragon's horde, 18 might not be enough to
Ms.
to work
roll
out what it is.
me a d20. Just a straight d20.
don't like the pressure. 11.
The 11th thing you identify pings as being a thing called the North Wind. It is, in fact, a small wooden box containing what looks like a child's, one of those wind-blowy toys, made of, like, wood and little bits of sail. But it is, forgive me for putting it this way, magical as fuck.
Nice.
Mission accomplished.
All right.
There are many other
While-
things. I will have to give you a list because
Okay.
I'm not going to list them all on stream. There's a lot. It's a dragon's hole.
Uh,
Pinwheel. Thank you.
so-
That's the word. That's the one.
while we were waiting for Ardbeg's thing to the cannon to recharge
Mhm.
in the group chat, y'all mind if I take some scales?
Of course.
I might take one
anyone object?
myself for sentimental purposes. This is
Cool. Artor's going to be
And in
taking
fact,
time to
Haydn
pop
will.
some scales.
Make a medicine check for me, Artor.
I'll help
Ooh.
him.
Oh, shall
I
I?
have a.
If you want me to
Can I just do
DX,
it
maybe I
myself?
can do it.
Actually,
Oh, yes, of course.
sorry. I just realized I have advantage and like a plus 13 to medicine.
You happy for
Sorry.
Zinkayla to do it?
Sure. Let the expert do it. Can we take a
Haydn
couple
would
for
like
the
to pop
horde?
off his own, but that's mostly because he doesn't care what condition it's in. It doesn't need to be usable. It just needs to be identifiable as a white dragon scale.
Gotcha.
30.
30. Yeah, you're
30?
a pro at this. It's super easy for you. You're just like, yep, no problem. You pull off a bunch of scales.
Can I take a fang?
Again, medicine check. That thing is fucking tight in that creature's
I-
mouth.
I don't care if it comes out good. It's a memento. Like, so he would cut it out with Seeker.
Okay, cool. It's gross. It's still covered in dragon gum goop.
That's right.
You'll have to
In-
deal with that later. Z, roll 2d12.
2d12.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, something Haydn will bring up because it was brought up in character, and I was reminded of it here. We do have 2 items currently
Oh.
in Haydn's possession that will become more powerful if they spend the night in a dragon's horde. Obviously, that would mean we would be here overnight. If you do not wish to do that, that is fine. But
What you get, Z?
14.
You get 14 dragon scales.
Artor's still going to try with his dirty 20 medicine check.
Okay. Yep, you can definitely get a couple off with that.
I'm shooting for 9.
You're not as adept as Z. I don't know that you'll get 9 with a dirty 20. I'll
That's
give
fair.
you 2d6. Roll 2d6. That's how many you get. That's half of hers.
That's 5. That's fine. Good.
DM with a 25 medicine. Garen will take a fang as well from the
Okay.
the more of the
Your
dragon.
your fang is much less gross than Ardbeg's.
I've pulled teeth before as
Yeah.
a medic. I understand
And with
the
a-
principle.
and with a 6, Haydn pulls off like a chunk of flesh that has a scale on it. The rest can be dealt with later.
I'm not even sure you got a full scale. I think the scale probably broke in your hands with a 6. You have
Well-
a piece of scale.
Is it identifiable as a dragon scale?
Maybe, yeah, ish. Maybe you should just talk nicely to your druid friend.
No, he wants to get it himself. He's gonna try and get it.
All right. So, are you choosing to stay and leave these items in this horde before you rub it blind? What are you doing? Because
Ardbeg would.
No.
Ardbeg.
technically, if you
I-
leave, if you rob it and leave, it's no longer a dragon's horde. So you have to do it here if you want it to work.
We didn't clear that with the lady first. If we're gone for more than the normal amount of time, that may urge her to expend resources to come find us.
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
This is not
And-
part of the mission brief, and
and-
if we hang around, we might get robbed by other undead or other salamanders. We got to bounce while we can.
Robert and Bounce
We
Ardbeg would
understandable.
object.
Just figured I'd bring it up.
Sorry, Ardbeg, what were you objecting to?
Objecting very much to staying the night.
Right.
It is
Yep,
off.
yeah.
It is off mission.
Absolutely. Sorry, Hayden. The squaddies are like, nah, mission is. This is not the mission.
Yep.
Also, technically, that wasn't a message to the player either.
Oh, but
In
whatever.
chat.
All right. So
I'm going to put it out there for you, Jax, just so
Mhm.
you know. Artor has an empty bag of holding and an empty Heward's handy haversack, which is like 5 bags of holding. He is filling them.
Okay.
Gold items.
Haydn has an empty bag of holding
As does
that he
Garen.
will fill.
Ardbeg also has an empty bag of holding. And he's going for money.
Garen's going for gems that we can use for the Horde for our heroes' feasts as we move through missions and into seals. Wants to make sure we've got enough resources.
bless you,
And
Garen.
any potions. And any potions we find too for the Horde, please.
All right.
Hope
Because
Garen
we've
was
run
out.
long,
Just shoveling.
we will do a bit of a loot debrief at a later point after my nap, maybe. And I will tell you what you found. Ms. has managed to identify this pinwheel that is the North Wind. Ms., if you want, I will tell you what it does out of stream, because you would know. And I feel like maybe that's not necessarily something Ms. would share. She'd just be like, "This is the thing we want." But you can
Yeah.
choose to share it if you wish.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Miz, you
assume.
found the item. Take us home.
I did.
Say the word.
Say the word.
Oh, electric.
Boosh.
Transportation by.
Like, I hope that was the same word because
It
I
was,
haven't been
yes.
here for a while.
It was, yes. It would be really funny. Bellatrix.
I know.
No.
Yeah.
The word is now ickle. So you return to the throne room. You are covered in dragon blood and salamander blood and undead frost giant blood and probably a bit of your own too. And the lady goes, "Oh my!" She sort of waves her hand and prestidigitates that all away. She's like, "Goodness, looks like a hearty battle was had, but you're all standing on your own 2 feet, so that's a good sign.
My lady,
Success?
it was glorious.
Excellent.
Huzzah.
Does the dragon live?
No,
No.
Does
No.
not.
Good work.
Haydn will hold up his guilt
Oh.
card.
That's a lovely memento, dear.
Ardbeg's holding up his fang.
Did you find my item?
Miz.
Miz will present it to the lady.
Thank you. She sort of gestures in the corner, and Shadow is like lying on the floor with her legs up against the wall with a book, and she kind of looks at him and she goes, "All right, do you want me to like check things for curses and stuff? Is that
Please.
Yes, please.
Cool.
He will hand over the bag, and we stay here until we are all cleared to
Oh,
make sure
right,
none
yeah.
of us are holding any cursed objects that we didn't start with.
cool?" She
Just to
pulls out
speed
like
things
a
up.
stick out of the back of somewhere. It just came out of nowhere, and she's like, "Okay, hold still," and she does like a TSA, like around you, each of you, and she's like, "I think you're good. This is one
Just
of
as you're
Luke's
getting-
things. It's pretty cool."
As they're getting scanned, Garen the Blessed will also just top off the healing. So who is actually still hurt quite badly?
Oh, Artor is.
Okay, all right. So we'll go a heal for Artor at 7th level, which is his big one. So that'll be just a straight 80 points for you. I've got a 6th level heal that I can give to who's looking the worst out of the other two with a 31 medicine check.
I can pretty much take care of myself with my lay on hands, so I'll just do
And
that.
Hayden's at about half.
Okay, so Haydn will get the other heal, which will be 70.
And that's nothing a quick pet of Misty won't fix. He is
Right,
missing
and
6
then-
hit points.
Question.
Done.
Is anyone carrying an item which would be considered evil at this point?
Perhaps
don't believe
the
so.
Hammer of Thrym would be considered evil?
Quite possibly.
Okay. Yeah, when she gets to you, Artor, she stops at the hammer and she's like, have you always had this?
Yep.
Huh.
I've had it for quite some time.
You might want to be careful of it.
Noted. Thank you.
There's something going on with that thing. She turns to the lady and she's like, you know about this one? And the lady's like, yes, it's a thing to do with his god, religion stuff. And Shadow's like, oh, gods. All right,
You know what the issue with it was? It used to hurt my friends. Doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah, it's still pinging though.
Oh, I'm sure it was. It tries to.
Just, be careful.
Will do.
Guard your brain and your
It's guarded.
intentions. I know that your whole thing is like ice and stuff. My whole thing is fire. And I'm pretty sure that between me and Zook we can take you. So just
Probably.
watch it. Cool. She leaves. She doesn't even say goodbye. She just turns around and leaves. Like kind of waving as she goes. Well, seems like you're good. Ish, she says, looking at Artor. I very much appreciate your work today. You have done extraordinary work. It is not every day that one takes down a ancient frost dragon. I recommend you have many beverages in celebration.
Don't
That
worry
was the
about
plan.
that. Don't
Good
worry
work,
about
folks.
that.
All
Thank
right.
you, my lady.
Do you all leave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all cleared.
Yeah.
We're all cleared. Once we're all cleared
Yes.
and all healed up, we're gone.
Essentially, Shadow had
Uh,
a detect evil thing going on there. So-
Artor, stick around for a second.
Okay.
But
Okay.
we can have that chat later.
Okay. I'm just going to say that we're currently sitting at $820 of Mike's 1,000
Y'all are
target,
That's awesome.
which is freaking cool. You guys are amazing.
freaking
Thank you so much
amazing.
for your work. But there are still 8 days left in July. Just putting that out there. And we would love for him to hit it in July.
Y'all are fantastic.
It's been so cool being able to help with this. It's just awesome. All right, folks, you killed a dragon. Good
We
work.
killed a dragon.
I just
That-
put this in chat, but that's seriously one of the funnest D&D sessions
I'm
I've
glad.
had.
That was
I'm glad. I tried to make it
Oh.
really challenging, which is really hard when you're all freaking immune to the primary kind of damage. But
I was
Yeah.
still, I was still
We-
pretty
I-
worried there.
We
Like,
probably would have failed
You
the
would've,
mission if we
like-
hadn't.
if you had been able to take cold damage, it would have been a very different kettle of fish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just hats off to Jax for the great game. Thanks to Adam for all of the support tech and for the
Yes.
other players. It's been an honor
Yes,
to plan with
That
you.
was awesome.
We planned this really, really well. We pulled
You
it
did
off.
plan it well.
Thank you all very much. That was amazing.
The difference between this game and the
Great.
Red Dragon was planning. Honestly.
planning.
Hey,
We learned.
learn by experience, right? Let the
Yay,
cleric
learning
have
from
one
your
fail.
mistakes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Which is
It
whole
was a
thing.
triumph.
Whew,
I'm making a note
okay.
here. Huge success. It's hard to
Excellent
overstate my
work.
satisfaction.
It's hard to overstate my satisfaction. That is a wonderful line.
stick it.
Is that
Stick it.
Noah or is that Haydn?
Yes.
That was neither.
the
That was GLaDOS from Portal.
Ah.
It's a song from the credits.
I tried to play that game once and it gave me motion sickness. Anyway. All right,
Garen's
folks.
still got 190 hit points. This is great. Let's do it again.
It has been amazing. You nearly did. If we'd had more time, she was technically mythic, but we had already run long, so.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
I shall silence my
damn.
hubris. Yeah, I'll silence my hubris.
Be grateful for
Yeah.
time constraints. All
Thank
right. Thank you all for playing in this crazy game. Haydn, I'll be dropping some art for you very shortly in
Woo!
the Discord.
Yes.
Thank you everyone for watching and for taking part and being so super into it and helping us with the charity stuff and getting involved in chat. It's awesome. You guys really do affect the way the story goes, and that is kind of great, I think. Wherever
Join
you
the
are,
Discord.
whatever you're doing. Next week we are doing a game of rescue, which is another super high stakes game. So that's going to be fun. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, have a beautiful time zone. We will see you next time. Bye bye.